Welcome to the Totally Not Biased podcast. Today we have a special episode where we're going to break down our predictions for the NFC. On my left is Anthony.
Hey.
I am Brendan. This is Jacob. And that's Cody. And to my very right is Cody.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to kick it off with the NFC North. Reigning division champ Green Bay Packers. We're going to go around and see what everybody has for them this year.
Yes.
Very excited. We're going to start with Anthony down here.
So, I'm actually, I don't know. I think the Vikings are going to be a lot better than they have been. So, I actually have both the Packers and the Vikings going 13-4. I don't.
You have your division on there, the division record?
Yeah. Actually, no, that's what I was trying to look at. But I think the games that really separated it was. Actually, I can't remember. I can't see. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was. I don't know. I just think the Vikings are going to be better. I think Justin Jefferson has shown that he's probably a top 3 receiver. Like, I don't think he should be regarded as anything less than that. So I think the mixture of him, I mean, Dalvin missed some time last year. So him being fully back, I think they'll be a lot better.
Didn't they pick up, they picked up a defensive end. I'm trying to think of who it was. Let me go look at their roster real quick. But they got some pretty good.
Based off tiebreaker then, since they had the same record.
See, that's what it was. That's what I was trying to figure out. I don't know. I forgot what it was.
So you have them both going 13-4. You have the Packers winning the division. The tiebreaker would be the Packers winning over the Dolphins.
That's what I was.
Yeah,
I knew it was.
Packers beating the Dolphins.
It was either us. It was either the Patriots or the Dolphins.
Yeah, so they play the AFC East this year. You have that both teams losing to the Bills, which is reasonable.
I don't think.
But
the Bills are going to lose very many games this year.
Yeah, you have the Patriots beating the Vikings. That's a hot take, if anything. But anyways, let's see what we got.
All right, so I got some hot takes, some spicy ones.
Spicy.
As a Bears fan,
Dookie. Forgot you were a Bears fan.
God damn.
I got the Packers going 8-9 and missing the playoffs.
That's.
You did not believe it was hard.
I don't believe. I
think believe it was hard.
I am a big believer in Devontae.
You know the last time they went 8-9? Can you even think of the last time they went 8-9?
Don't care.
So you've got the Raiders, I guess, pretty high with what they already have.
Very.
I'm very excited to hear that.
Very.
Yeah. No, the AFC is going to be.
I think
8-9.
I think the Packers lose a lot of games.
Yeah.
So
I think the Vikings are taking a big step, but I think I got them going 8-9.
So who's the team that I probably don't have, or we probably don't have them losing to that you do? Because I want to know that thought process behind 8-9.
Yeah. Well, let's actually go through all of our predictions, I guess, first. So,
okay.
Brendan, you have them going 8-9.
8-9, missing the playoffs.
Finishing behind who? Who in the division?
They come in second. They come in second.
Second. So the Vikings only.
Yes,
okay.
The Vikings I have going number 1.
All right. So for me, I actually have the Packers going 10-7. I think that they are going to take a big step back. Their offense is not nearly as good. I think just because Devontae's a game changer for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to be as good.
Yeah.
Their losses mostly the teams at the top of the NFC. I don't see them losing any most games that they shouldn't win. They should win. They end up winning.
Yeah.
But the Bills is on their schedule. They've got the Vikings 2 times. I think they split with them. But
if the Bills are on your schedule, you should just chalk it up as an L.
And here's another preview for another team I like in the NFC, the Eagles, obviously. But they play the Eagles later in the year, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm high on a couple of teams. That the Packers play, and they've got a pretty good defense. That's what I like about their team.
Yeah.
I just don't think their offense is going to be equippable enough.
Everyone's hyping up that defense. I don't think that defense is going to be that good when their offense is a lot worse.
You think he's going to have to carry?
Yeah, they're going to
yes, and so I think that's going to be a big thing.
Point. But they stop people. They're good at everything to do. Kenny Clark's still there. They still have Jair Alexander, who was hurt all year last year.
And I have the Eagles beating them.
Back,
that's big. And another thing that I think, this is why I'm surprised that you have them 8-9. I'm trying to find the stat here. I can't find it, but Aaron Jones' numbers when Devontae Adams are out, he's a top for fantasy back.
Yeah.
Which that fantasy isn't the end all be all, but
it's a good.
It translates
It shows
how you're
production and
playing.
like target shares, like what they're.
That's all that fantasy is production. So if he's able to do that as a running
and
back,
it's his passing that really takes the leap. It's his out of the backfield catching. I think they're going to switch to a lot more of a back-oriented offense just because of how good A.J. Dillon was last year. Like, so I don't necessarily think they're going to be bad. I mean, I haven't gone 13-4, but
Okay,
which is reasonable.
I'd like to swing back too. So I want to talk about the out-of-conference schedule. Y'all have your own predictions.
Yeah.
So last year they went 4-1 out of conference and 9-3 in their conference.
Yeah.
Okay, so finished 13-4. I'd like to see like where you all have them.
They lose both games to the Vikings.
You have the Vikings sweeping them.
Vikings sweep.
Yeah.
And then I think they sweep every other team.
Oh, every other team.
The Lions and the Bears.
I don't think
almost
they're
certain
to deal with that team. That's just how it's been for the recent past. So my thing is that the Packers, they're at the middle of the pack in the NFC in terms of teams that could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're any better than the top tier teams, which they were considered that last year.
Yeah.
But their losses to me,
it's kind of hard.
It's a
when
big
you have
deal.
That guy.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since he's
Christian Watson's going to be
cleansing.
that guy early on. He's going to look a lot better than he is. And Alan Lazard, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers thinks he's right about what he said, Hall of Fame on my ass. I mean, he's still got guys that have been there for a long time, like Randall Cobb. Like, he can integrate them into the offense a lot more than he did last year. He's going to have to rely on those guys, but I think A.J. Dillon's going to have a good year.
I'm going to say this now. Week 9 is a trap game for them. I'm sorry. I am way higher on the Lions at the Lions. I'm way higher on the Lions than I feel like a lot of people are going to be this year, but their coach is it.
I really like him.
He makes
anytime he talks,
Yeah.
He's it. They've got young studs in a lot of good places. I think they are on the path to being very prominent within this division a lot sooner than we think.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to pull up their roster just so we're like, because honestly, if we don't have it in front of us, it may be completely different. I think we're all in agreement they're going to take a step back.
Yeah.
But I think if they're able to make the shift in their offense where they're running the ball a lot more, they've got the offensive line to do it. So,
and I mean,
the floor for me is 10-7. The ceiling is clearly like a NFC Championship berth. Same thing they've been doing since LaFleur's been there. It's just a matter of Aaron staying healthy, their defense actually stepping up and being as good as they were last year, and their stars actually being their stars. They're going to have to rely on a lot of young guys.
Jair being back.
Their tight end room is fucking terrible. I don't know anybody in there. Like Tunyon, I think is how you pronounce it.
Is
He's
he
coming
even
back.
still there?
Maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, there's guys that they lost that just he is there.
So I'm hearing a lot of Kirk Cousins belief. Like belief in Kirk Cousins. Y'all actually believe
I don't
this year
think
he's
no.
gonna.
I'm not believing in Kirk Cousins.
So if it comes down to
I
like a
am
road
believing-
game
It's
in
the roster.
Lambeau, you're going to believe in Kirk Cousins to take them.
I'm believing in that
week,
gritty.
Week 16 here.
J2.
Week 16 here. Vikings
Yes.
at Packers. If
Yes.
that's a game to
That's
give
a
them.
very
Yes.
Well, 17.
That's
But we get what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. But
it's that gritty.
Yeah. I think the change of
tough.
coach and wanting to go pass first with J2 makes me believe.
And Dalvin Cook's like
He's
isn't
that
some
guy.
like this isn't some like just hand it to him. Like Dalvin Cook can get out of the backfield. He can catch the ball. He can make plays where it's at. Adam Thielen's still there. Like they're not scrubs. They got who was the guy that they got from? Didn't they get somebody from the Bucks?
let's see.
Kyle Rudolph went to the Bucks.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I have them going 14-3.
They
I
actually-
have them winning a lot of games.
The Bucks?
Yeah.
Or the Vikings?
Or the Vikings.
The Vikings?
Yes.
Well,
That's putting in your quarterback's hands a lot. And
Yes.
Kirk's made his money. I hope he actually comes through. Got to go through a 2-time MVP and
see, the thing is about the Packers, they also had probably one of the best drafts in the entire league. They were able to get some pretty good players defensively. They're going to be starters. They got Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt. Dogs. Great players. And then they re-signed Jair Alexander. That they were able to get Russell Douglas back. Like, their defense is their...
Devondre Campbell.
That's the thing that I don't think fails on their team. I don't think they're going to be losing by a lot. They're not going to get blown out. They're going to be in every single game. And if it comes down to situational football and, like, the play you need to have to be able to win, Aaron Rodgers is the guy. Like,
Makes
he's
sense.
done that time and time again. So, like, I think worst case scenario is 10-7.
I'm not saying we're overhyping what Adams did, but I think people are trying to take away from Rodgers with, Adams isn't there anymore.
I am.
I
absolutely am.
I understand that because losing a receiver like that's once in a lifetime.
I think
He's never going to play with
top. He's the best receiver in the NFL.
I would agree with that.
It's hard to lose that.
Now Cooper Kupp comes out and does another Triple Crown or something similar. I understand that, but you also have Justin Jefferson there.
Yeah.
I think Rodgers will make the right play when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who that's going to be too, it's a completely different story because it was Adams.
Yeah,
but
they did get Sammy Watkins for whatever it's worth. They picked
I don't
up
think
some
it's worth
guys
much.
that they're fringe roster guys that have been hurt and been back on the roster and stuff. But
didn't you go to Baltimore trying to be that?
Yeah,
that's
another team.
He's getting injured though.
It's just another team that we're he's a veteran that knows what he's doing. I think, but injuries
just catch the ball.
So do you think whenever they were sitting down with Rodgers talking about his contract, they were in their heads are okay, there's a possibility we do lose Devontae, but we had
I think they lost Devontae.
Same thing with Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
they lost Devontae because of Rodgers.
Not
only did Rodgers say that he was going to take a team-friendly deal, which he didn't, he held up the contract with Devontae, meaning Devontae can't get his stuff done because obviously they're going to prioritize the quarterback.
Yeah,
he held it up. He said he was going to be here. He said he was going to take a friendly deal, and then he didn't. And he's like, okay, I feel like Devontae felt disrespected. I don't want to say it's a battle of egos like Pittsburgh was with AB and Steelers because I think they both know.
Devontae talks with that humility and humbleness.
Devontae,
it's really a matter of character at the end of the day. If you're unwilling to pay a guy that has time and time again proven to be a captain, a leader, a bona fide in your offense, and push that onto a quarterback that's aging and could otherwise move on from the organization, you take your lumps wherever you may. And then you already drafted a quarterback first round a couple years ago. That's worthless. That pick is worthless. And Gutekunst, he's been having a terrible run for a while, but I feel like he's righting the ship with how he's treated Aaron Rodgers because he is the franchise at this point. I feel like you see what happens when he's not there. Brett Huntley, you're not going to have a good situation at quarterback if you don't have that guy.
You also, the big thing that I'm hearing about Green Bay is Allen Lazard and now Christian Watson. So I just looked it up real quick. Christian Watson.
Didn't they got a Scantling too from Kansas City?
Possibly, but those are the two receivers I hear the most of.
No. He went to Kansas City. My bad. Because he was on. He was on the Packers last year.
The Christian Watson's last year in college, he had 843 catches, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's not crazy.
They didn't have a good quarterback either.
But do you think
Clemson had a terrible quarterback situation?
He wasn't Clemson. He's North Dakota State.
Oh yeah, Christian Watson.
Yeah. So
you're thinking of the defensive lineman. Christian Watkins, he was there a few years ago.
I don't know why I said Clemson, but North Dakota State. Yeah, I mean they had Trey Lance, so
Trey Lance
they've had some pretty good quarterbacks.
I think the team that I think the Vikings could very well screw everything up we're talking about because I think at least for us,
we can move on to the Vikings if you want to. I feel like we're all in agreement about the Packers to an extent, unless
I'm a lot lower. I'm a lot lower on it.
The Vikings?
No, the
Packers.
I think they're going to take a step back, but Aaron Rodgers is that dude.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
it's hard to bet against quarterbacks.
I get it.
Within the top 3 teams in the NFC, I mean, you can't really go wrong with that pick. It's the same thing with the Bucs. If you think Tom Brady's going to be that guy still, why not?
8-0
safe pick
at home last year too.
Yeah,
I mean it's hard to win in Lambeau.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't have super confidence in Kirk Cousins to do anything. I've actually got the Lions schedule pulled up here, and
is it tough?
It's nasty.
They open with you all.
Yeah, I think that's a bad opener.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's at home.
So what does everybody got for them?
Very winnable games. Even at Dallas.
If you want to go with the Lions or the Vikings, which team do you want?
I'm okay with talking about
the Lions. I said we both already gave our Vikings.
I like this.
Well, you want to touch on the Vikings real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
okay.
So My thing is with the Vikings, I feel like they are on the cusp of breaking out, and they've made some pretty good moves in the offseason.
Their defense is kind of trash, and they're always bad on odd years.
Yeah, and they've got...
I swear.
That's a thing.
It is. Yeah.
They've got some...
It's why I kind of don't want to bet on them.
They've got some older players, too, so, let's go to their transactions real quick. They re-signed Patrick Peterson. They were able to get, I think, Zadarius Smith. Who else did they get? But their draft was fantastic. Lewis Cian's going to be a monster. Andrew Booth is going to be a monster. I love those 2 picks. But, yeah, their defense is really old.
This is unreal.
They got Jordan Hicks. Like that a little bit. They did lose... didn't they lose Kendricks? I don't know. Let's see.
Your all's record with them, though, is very, it's eye-opening because they do not have an easy schedule opening up whatsoever.
At all.
The Vikings, by the stretch.
You have 4 losses. Who's your 4 losses?
Me?
Yeah, you.
So my 4 losses are the Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, and Packers. At Packers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have
on the Patriots.
I have Dolphins, Cardinals, and Bills as my only 3 losses.
So the reason hold on.
So you got them winning some, at New Orleans, at Miami, at Philly.
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, I have them losing at Miami. I have them losing the.
I have them losing at Miami.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. They lose the Miami game. They lose it at home against the Cardinals, and they lose at Bills.
So
I have them losing to the Eagles on the road. I have them losing to the Commanders. I think the Commanders could beat them.
Have you seen
the Cowboys, they lose to the NFC.
He's been playing in practice.
Hopefully he can turn around, but they've still got Taylor Heineke. He's a goat. So, and the Packers. I have them losing those 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
But they play the Bills. I have them beating the Bills. I think they've...
No.
Vikings
I'm not as high on the
Bills
Bills as everybody else. I think the Vikings are going to really surprise people.
Yeah, I'm really high on them,
I do too, but you can't surprise that team, bro.
So the Lions, what's the record for them?
I've got them 4-13.
I have them 2-15.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're going to go horrible. They're going to draft a quarterback, and then it's all going to change.
Really?
I think they're going to be a lot better.
7-10.
See,
I like that. I like that.
Okay. I'm more on your side with that.
I am too.
I wanted to change their... but their schedule's so fucking tough. So,
let's just sit here and really look at
Amon-Ra and Swift are going to have just blowout fucking games.
I'm not even...
They got DJ Chark, too. They picked up some good
Chark
players. He is a beast.
I'm not even thinking of their additions. I think they have now they start kind of hard because they got to play the Eagles, they got to go to the Vikings and to the Patriots. I think they lose all 3 of those.
I love how you skipped the Commanders there.
And Seahawks.
I think the Commanders are, if their defense isn't what it was 2 years ago, there's nothing. I think we need to get over this belief that Carson is going to just change a team. I did it with the Colts.
He just has to not be terrible.
Reason they
don't be bad at
playoffs.
football and you'll be all right. Your teams will be okay. If you're
but
just
it's
not
hard
bad.
for someone who's inherently bad at the sport. No, I'm joking. He's not inherently bad. But
look at his stats. What do you go 21-7?
He went 27-7 with the.
That's all good. But when you need him to win, he's either injured or he loses.
He doesn't have wow yards numbers. His passer rating is typically low. He doesn't have good completion percentage. They run really short routes that he can complete on occasion, and it's we have a very open player here. Mm-hmm. This is your first read, and he doesn't take it, and it's always there. Mm-hmm. He's always looking for big plays. He's a big play quarterback, and that's where he was able to succeed in 2017. Hasn't done it since.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the personnel around him. I think the Colts didn't have a really great receiving core. Yeah. Terry McLaurin's going to make up for that. But it's not going to work. I think it's going to kind of fall apart a little bit.
Now,
Ron Rivera's in that room too. And hopefully
we'll talk about them more whenever we get to it. But just to touch on them, I think that they're getting a lot of shit when they're a lot better than people think.
Comparable to Kirk Cousins? I think it's a good
Carson?
kind of comp. Yeah.
No.
Maybe production-wise.
I think he's less
kind of hit or miss with what you
think he has better highlight plays. I think he has a better ceiling, but he is not as consistent as Kirk.
I think we're sleeping on what Kirk was doing.
I feel safer with Kirk.
I think we're sleeping on what Kirk was doing with the Redskins or the football team.
Bag.
Or no, it's Commander now.
Yeah, Commander now.
We're getting that bag.
I think we're sleeping on what he did when he was there because those teams were terrible, and he was at least 4,200 yards.
Chandler Parsons of the NFL.
Chandler Parsons. That's Carson. But okay, back to the original schedule program, the Lions. Their schedule is so hard starting out.
Yeah.
I only have them winning 2 of their first, 10?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's
tough.
even losing to the Bears at the Bears.
I have them losing to the Bears.
I don't like the Bears. I don't think the Bears are going to be good.
Hard,
but it's
Goff's
hard. It's hard. Goff is not good. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
He's had way better teams and he's failed. It's not even the matter of him failing. He is a good quarterback for them right now because they're waiting.
Yeah, he is a bridge quarterback.
Yes.
That's his transition right now. That's what he is in
the perfect definition of him. They go to the Cowboys. I think they lose that. I'm not big on the Cowboys. They regressed a lot, in my opinion, but they still lose that game. They lose to the Dolphins at home. They lose to the Packers at home and lose at the Bears. They finally get a win at the Giants. The Giants are going to be abysmal.
Is it bad that I have them losing?
You're only looking at the Seahawks.
I have them losing that game.
Who is throwing the ball for the Seahawks?
Do you have the Lions beating the Seahawks?
Yes.
I have them losing to the Seahawks.
That's the only 2 games they win in the
Very
first 10
close.
weeks.
Yeah, I think it's going to...
I'm not as big of a hater on the Seahawks as everybody thinks. But
That's a coin flip game for me. I ended up taking Seahawks, but it's a coin flip game.
Losing Chris Carson hurts, but if Drew Lock comes out and just...
Can't even get started.
Tyler Lockett, you have weapons.
I can't believe you said losing Chris Carson hurts like they did. They just lose fucking Russell Wilson.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Good point.
Like they did.
Yeah.
They
lost
Russell Wilson.
Super Bowl quarterback.
So what's your record for
the Lions? 4-13. I think that they're going to be bad early on. I think that they don't have a lot of room for any wins early on.
Yeah.
And the first half of their season is the toughest of any team I've seen so far. So, are they beating... I have them beating the Commanders. I just think that their offensive line isn't as good, and Aiden Hutchinson should have a good game that game.
Yeah.
And they're getting, what's his name? The corner they drafted first overall, or early on in the draft.
Who, the Lions? Oh,
what's his name?
Jeff Okudah.
So he's coming back, and they've really amped up their defense.
That's a good pick.
DeAndre Swift should have a good season. I think Jared Goff is serviceable, not too bad, but 4 games out of this, I think they could win games where I have them losing.
Same.
Jaguars, I have them losing to them. I have them losing to the Giants. I have them
losing
losing
to
to
a very long stretch of L's. It's kind of hard to lose that many games
it really
in a row unless you're that bad.
But some of
They were doing it last year.
They were.
Some of these teams are just so much more talented, and they shouldn't win those games.
Yeah. The only 2 wins I have, they beat the Giants because I think the Giants are horrible, and they beat the Jags.
I think
because I'm really low on the Jags.
I want to bring something up. I think this is personally for me one of the weirdest off seasons in the sense that I don't see many teams I'm not going to say that the Rams got in way better than they were last year. I don't think the Bills, with even the additions they made, they're head over heels better than they were last year. The thing that surprises me with this offseason is the teams that got worse, and they got worse quick. The Cowboys,
a lot of their
they
losses,
lost a lot. I don't.
The next team we're going to talk about, the Bears.
The Bears lost so much.
Yeah,
and they lost everything. They're
so tough. As a Bears fan, I give them 5 wins, and I feel like I'm overselling it.
I'm looking at it now, and it's you might be
I've talked to you about this quite a bit.
Yeah.
Are there any elite players on their team? There's not a single.
Oh, elite? No.
And that's hard.
There's
that
3 good
to
players.
Wins with. You can't just have a roster with no players that are this guy's top 10 in his position. They're not.
Who took Justin Fields' fucking head off?
Preseason.
Are we sure he's okay?
Is he okay? Is he good?
No.
Holy shit! I just remembered.
I don't even think it's the quarterback play. I think Justin Fields could be better.
Justin Fields
team is bad.
Justin Fields didn't even earn the starting position over Andy Dalton for a while.
They just threw him in.
Andy's a baller.
He's not a baller. He's not a baller.
I like it.
Another thing about
$2
the
billion
Bears,
he's fucking so funny.
Another thing about
he
the
was
Bears,
trash.
I think he's got
play
promised. He's like, all right, we're gonna see what this kid can do.
Yeah.
Their play calling was so bad. Matt Nagy's not a good coach. I don't think.
That's
he's just not a good coach. And they got worse at coach. I think. Yeah. I think they downgraded.
I think there's a chance they redraft at quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, they have to. That's the
Bears? Really?
There's someone there.
That's not the problem.
Well, it's not that they have to. I'm saying that when they have it picked that high, they could either trade back and just, be like, we're on board.
Their defense is insanely bad.
It's so bad.
They got
their offense is terrible.
And their offense isn't good.
They don't have elite players at any position.
Yeah.
Whose defense fell off worse? The Jaguars when they were in the AFC Championship or the Bears? Because let's sit here and look at who the Bears had.
The Bears had one good player.
Eddie Jackson is
Khalil Mack. They had some ballers, and same with the Jaguars. Calais Campbell. Ramsey. It's like if it does not work and you have the defense that you do, if it doesn't work, it's just like
it's the Bears have a really tough situation. The 2-15 is really the floor for me. I think they could be
you
better.
have them going 2-15.
Yeah, they're going to be bad. I really don't like the roster.
Do you have anyone finishing lower than that? Because that is a big
I actually do, and they're in this conference. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
In this conference?
In the NFC.
I'm not sure it's that bad. You're drafting one or two. You have to look at a quarterback.
Yeah, and that's why
absolutely have to look.
That's why I think they could take one, even though it would be so stupid.
It's a trade back situation though, and if let's say like this has been a big storyline for the offseason,
I'd be like, I'd get something back from him if you haven't seen.
What if Philly's way worse than we think, and they are in the quarterback market, and they still like Fields? They think he progressed well enough, and it's only second term. Like he's going into his third year.
I thought
the Eagles
they
could be a
loved
trade up candidate.
I don't think that
it could happen. There could be teams that are looking for a better situation, a quarterback they could trade with the Bears. The Bears are going to be bad. They're going to be a bad team.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be that great.
Couldn't get Russell Wilson.
There's no way they can win 7 games in my mind. There's just no way with this schedule and this bad of a roster. There's no way. I haven't listened to the Falcons. The Falcons
are trash.
The Falcons are even like.
Oh, this next like group.
The South,
we're going
to move on to the South.
Yeah,
so bad.
We're good on it.
It's so bad.
The North is.
I'm getting clowned for this. I'm just letting y'all.
Yeah. Well, also, Cody, what's your? I'm assuming you pretty much agree with this, other than you're a lot higher on the Lions.
Yeah, you were.
But how bad are you on the
Lions?
Yeah, I think the Lions just squeak out a few wins. Just the way they run the ball. They do have really. If they can get Amon-Ra, Swift going in the same game, that's
they
scary.
got Chark. I think they've got a pretty good supporting cast, so I'm on board with that. Yeah. I think they could be better than 4-13. That's just like their reward.
I definitely think they can be better than 2-15.
What about the Bears?
Whoa! I didn't even think of this. They drafted Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he comes back.
Yeah. When does he even come back though? Is the problem?
I would assume it's probably going to be around the same time.
There's been a lot of people saying that he's their best. He was their best receiver going into the draft.
Well,
he's fast. Super.
I don't know.
I like him a lot.
He's so good.
I don't know exactly how healthy he is, but I don't think it's anything to sleep on.
No.
So you think Justin plays preseason? You think they'll want to get him out there and see some stuff?
I think anybody with a quarterback situation like that, I don't care.
He needs more reps. He just he never got like actual reps through the season because he was getting hit every single snap. He was hurried by far the most of any quarterback.
His
situation was the worst.
I know this is goofy
has to
to say.
pressure quite a bit.
I know this is goofy to say, but I'm really starting to think, especially from the sense of Alabama quarterbacks, that these track teams that these teams are building are hurting quarterbacks developing into the league. Because just look at Justin Fields. Like if he doesn't pan out, look at the team that he had at Ohio State. Like the same thing with Tua. Even if Mac doesn't pan out, and Jalen, like they all had these same receiving cores.
Yeah,
and they all got high draft picks, and maybe
they got to be on par with those guys. Like
I'm not saying like
I get what you're saying.
You still got to be talented to get the ball there and go to that school. You're still
but when you're going from this situation to the Bears and you have Daryl Mooney at that, and you don't have the offensive line in the run game. I like Daryl Mooney, but if he doesn't have the offensive line in the run game, like you
quarterback
can't just
evaluation is so tough though because like the best guys don't typically like it's mostly a prototype, kind of with Josh Allen. He was horrible at Wyoming, but he saw the measurables to come in and become top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, he was always great at Louisville, but nobody expected him to be this good in the NFL. He translated pretty well.
A lot of people don't think he's that good.
Like he got picked 32nd. It's always going to be tough picking from the top, like the major 5 conferences in the NCAA, and just expecting those guys to pan out because they played the best football. Like
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I thought Lamar Jackson was going to flop, but it's so hard being a running quarterback.
But MVP in his first 2 years, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the AFC.
When you got that dog in you, it's just a difference.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
You are coming into the NFL top
like Michael Vick
with the best developers on the planet. Like,
that's the thing that's different with Lamar is he wants to get better. Yeah. That's the thing that I don't necessarily know if some of these quarterbacks like is that going to hurt Trevor Lawrence here in a a few years? Like there was even things in Clemson.
Coaching matters. Like
they were saying like Trevor is like
to Justin Fields. Like Trevor Lawrence came into a situation where the coach didn't give a shit. Now we're seeing Justin getting a good enough supporting cast around him, especially with his coaching staff, that he could probably develop.
Yeah.
We'll see it with Trevor Lawrence because he's got Doug Peterson, who's, Super Bowl.
Are we we're doing the South now, right?
Yeah, we're going to move on to the NFC South.
All right, now we're going to segue to the NFC South. Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, and who the fuck's the other one?
Saints.
Oh, the Saints. They sleeping on them Saints. All right, let's start with Anthony out here. Who do you...
This shit's too easy, bro.
I know we're all going to be unanimous.
Yeah, this is an easy division winner.
You have the GOAT. It doesn't matter what else. It literally doesn't.
Yeah.
I think we've seen it. I know there's some people at this table that think quarterback play isn't everything, but it is. Let's just not get that out of the way. Quarterback play isn't everything. I'm not. I'm saying there's people at this table who think quarterback play isn't everything.
So
Tom Brady's go
14-3.
14-3.
Same.
Easily.
We only have 14-3?
14-3.
Yeah. So really quick.
How you feel about that?
I think Tom Brady's going to take a slight step back.
He's going to fall off a cliff.
He's going to be a little worse. I think that Julio edition was a big deal, and I think Chris Godwin being out is going to hurt him a little. But their schedule's easy. I really think their schedule's pretty easy for them.
Their schedule's easy?
For them. They're a crazy good team.
I know they're good. It's kind of hard to balance that. It's they're still really.
I bet we
good.
have. I guarantee you, we probably have all three of the same losing games.
Okay, I'm going to run off the first 6 games because this is very telling. I want to see everyone's
first
record
6?
on that. Yes,
easy.
So what do you have in the first 6?
They win 5. They win 5.
4-2.
Okay.
Oh,
4-2 in the first 6.
So we don't
4-2.
So I'm not. Who do y'all have? Packers?
They've got at Dallas, at New Orleans, home in
Packers
Green Bay.
Saints. Packers Saints. That's my 2.
Kansas City week 4.
No, I have them beating Packers. I have them losing to the Chiefs.
I have them just losing to the Chiefs.
Chiefs and Saints.
So Falcons and Steelers are kind of gimmies.
Yeah, I would give them that. God. Cowboys is probably
I think they're going to smoke us.
Yeah.
So who's your all's other loss?
I have them losing to the Saints because it's on the road.
Okay,
they've lost to the Saints every year for the last couple of years. And then the Packers. That's my 2.
You have them losing 3 games. Who's the third?
No. I had them 4-2 first 6. Oh, you're talking about overall.
Yeah, overall. Who's that last?
The Bengals.
Okay.
Yep. But that's at home. That's that's kind of one of those games where I was like, maybe.
Because I have them losing to the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Bengals. And the Bengals.
We have 2 out of 3. Because I have them losing to the Saints, at the Saints, Chiefs, and Rams.
Okay.
That's it.
Did y'all watch the NFC divisional round game? Did y'all watch that game? Tom Brady nearly pulled it off again. Mm-hmm. He's literally the fucking greatest player of all time.
He's so good.
He's going to get it done. I think he's probably going to go to another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, their additions, they got Julio, they got Russell Gage. They even picked up Shaq Mason from the Patriots, which was the most stupid shit I've ever seen.
He's so familiar with him.
Do you all feel the Julio pickup kind of fills in what Gronk is leaving behind? A big body, possession type receiver? Or do you think he's going to have more of a productive value?
I think, this is probably about 4 or 5 years overdue.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We tried a couple times to get Julio's ass out of there.
Yeah.
Nothing ever came of it, so I think they probably have rapport.
If they were able to do that.
I genuinely am not going to be surprised if he finished second in yards on this team, especially with the time that Chris Godwin's going to miss. Second in yards.
Health is
if he's there, he's going. I actually 100% agree with what you're saying. He is going to fill that Gronk role, and we know how important Gronk was to those Super Bowl teams.
Yeah, but
which tight end did you all keep? I know you all had. Was that OJ?
They got OJ Howard and
Cameron Brate, right?
Cameron Brate, and who's the other one?
Where's he going?
He's just
yeah.
He's that big of a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah, he's that big of a Tom Brady.
There's the bias. There's the bias, folks.
We're all biased about Brady.
Oh, my
Don't even get him started on Leonard Fournette. He thinks he's the fucking god.
He's the GOAT against everybody but the NFC.
Playoff Lenny.
Yeah. So everyone's got I'm assuming everyone has the same second as well. Everyone got the Saints coming in second? Yeah, has to be.
Wait till you see why.
All right, what's everybody got the Saints?
I have them 8-9, but the reason I'm saying wait till you see why is because I have both the Panthers and the Falcons going 2-15.
I have them 8-9. Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
2-15. The Panthers are bad. The Falcons are worse.
I have I have the Panthers and Falcons both going 3-14.
Let's go, bro.
We got the same. Yeah, we got the same.
How do you feel about the Saints, real quick? Because they're wrong, but
I think they're sleeping just slightly on them. They're a 10-11 win team.
Okay,
they're in a fight for. I think they're in a coma. This is ridiculous. So the Saints are pretty talented. I don't know if y'all know this. They went 9-8 last year.
I have them only losing to really good teams.
That's the thing, is they play a lot of really good teams.
Yeah.
Jameis got his eyes fixed.
Oh, I think the Eagles are going to beat them. That's probably where I fucked up.
But
other than that,
y'all are ridiculous, man.
So I have them losing to the Bucks.
8-9. This team went 9-8 last year without a quarterback.
Yeah, I have them losing
without
to the
quarterback.
Okay, tell me where I'm wrong here. I have them losing to the Bucks.
You're not wrong.
Losing to the Vikings.
No, that's week 2.
I know.
At home. So you have them.
I have the Saints losing to the Bucks at home. Yes.
Okay, you're wrong.
I have them losing to the.
Their schedule's kind of rough.
I have them losing to the Vikings.
Oh, you're right.
I have them losing to the Bengals.
Yes.
At the Cardinals.
Losing to them too.
I have them week 7 losing, which
Cardinals
is when
before week 8 are the scariest team in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
then I have them losing to the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Rams.
You don't have them losing to the Ravens?
No, I have them beating the Ravens.
Get the fuck out.
At the 49ers.
It's Monday night too.
At the 49ers, I have them losing, and at the Bucks, and at Eagles.
Yes.
So they might lose another game. No, because you have them losing to the Ravens.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the only difference.
And you have them beating the...
Yeah.
Did I say what I have them going? I have them going 11-6. I think they're far better than y'all are giving them credit for.
I just think they lose to really good teams.
They're getting Michael Thomas back. They drafted Chris Olave. They're going to be pretty good.
What did I just say? Quarterback play is fucking everything.
Jameis got his eyes division. That's all you need to know.
You are saying second best in a terrible division.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible division.
They're still making the playoff record.
What do you? Hold on. What do you have? Panthers and Falcons.
I have the Panthers going 5-12. 5-12.
Is that pre-Baker?
Yeah.
I don't care that Baker's there. He does not make them any better.
I'm just curious.
I have the Falcons going 3-14, so we're good there. But
I have the Panthers going 3-14 with Baker. And I think Baker's not going to do terrible. I just think that they're a bad team.
All right, I'm gonna go on about the Saints real quick. Their losses, I have them losing to the Vikings, the Cardinals, the Raiders, Ravens.
You skipped over the Bengals, or do you just have them?
I have them beating the Bengals.
Get the
Crazy.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, the Bengals are good, but
how are you going to lose to the Cardinals and beat the Bengals?
Bear with me.
Whose dick are you?
I have them losing to the 49ers. I have them losing to the Bucks, and then I have them losing to the Eagles. Yeah. That's their 6 losses for me. I just put up 7 for some reason, but 6. 6 losses for this fucking team. I think that their defense is easily one of the best in the NFL. It's top 5, easily. And their offensive pieces, they're not losing Kamara for the year. They still have Michael Thomas, who, I don't know if y'all know this, but he's had ridiculous
He played 2 years. You got to preface that.
But I don't know.
Have to preface that.
Their offense isn't going to have any issues. I think their tight ends are really bad. I don't know who their tight end is.
They might lose more games. Fucking Kiko Alonso retired, so yeah, they're gonna be bad guys. I don't know if y'all knew who he was, but
I don't necessarily think 8-9's bad, but they're not good.
Yeah, you're wrong. It's okay, but the Saints are good. They're a good team. They were out of the playoffs by a game last year, just so you know.
Yeah.
By 1 game.
I don't hate them.
They didn't have a quarterback.
Ooh, while we're here, timeout.
Kyle Allen was their quarterback.
Jameis a Pro Bowler in the NFC? Me and him had this conversation the other day, and I told
didn't
him
say that.
6. Well, yes.
I did not say that.
I said Jameis has just as good of a chance as any other quarterback.
If it all goes correctly, Jameis has a chance to be a Pro Bowler.
No.
Because you have...
I think there's at least. No. I just looked at just the teams. There's at least 6 very, very definitively 6 better.
6 easily quarterbacks.
No, it's okay. We'll see. There's not many quarterbacks in the NFL that have that much to work with. Just so you know.
Yeah, I get that.
But when the quarterback isn't the greatest,
it's the same thing as me saying, "Do you think Kirk Cousins could be a Pro Bowler?"
Kirk Cousins is better than Jameis. Yes,
they're pretty close.
Jameis
is pretty talented. You're out of your mind.
Jameis is all right.
He was 5-2 before he got hurt.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll see. I like their schedule a lot better last year than this year.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're a bad team. I think that they lose to good teams.
I'm not denying they have a tough schedule. I just think that with what they have on offense, and they're returning pretty much everybody on defense.
Yeah.
Except for Marcus Williams, because he went to the Ravens, I think. Yeah, he went to the Ravens. Yeah. They did pretty good in the draft, and I think that Jameis doesn't have much room. He doesn't have a huge or like a small margin of error. I think he's going to be pretty good.
There's no way they win 5 games.
And I think
I'm looking at it now. You have them winning 5
the
games.
Panthers?
The Panthers.
I mean, we can move on.
Did you see that before we move on? Did y'all see that the Saints' first round pick got kicked out of practice because he keeps beating people's ass?
Yes.
He's Trevor Penny. He's an offensive lineman from.
I forgot.
I got him pulled up right here, but he keeps getting picked out of practice because he keeps fighting people.
That's all he wants to do. He just wants to beat people up.
Yeah.
So what 5 games?
You said I get to legally assault people.
Yes.
That was him?
Yeah.
Yes, that was him.
So, okay, that matches, because you see this fucking
Yes.
He looks like a grown-up version of the kid from Toy Story, Sid.
Yeah.
The next-door neighbor. He looks like a grown-up version of that.
The way he hesitates before he says, I can legally assault people. And then there's that other side.
He's the Sean Strickland of the NFL.
What 5 games do you have the Panthers winning? I got to know. I'm so excited.
I could probably get... Okay, so they play the Seahawks at Seahawks. The Falcons twice. You have them sweeping the Falcons?
Can I go?
Yeah, I can't wait.
So they open up with the Browns. They're fucking winning that game. Baker Mayfield is going to win that game. He's going to win that game. Baker Mayfield's going to throw for 400 yards in that game. They're going to win. We're good. All right, cool. Giants. They're going to beat the Giants.
I am a giant hater on the Browns. I have the Panthers losing week 1.
I think so too.
I do too. The Browns beat them. The Browns.
Yeah.
Chubb's going to...
Yes.
Let's not let our bias dictate us from their quarterback. The Browns roster is one of the best in the league. That's just the fact.
I still have them.
One of the best in the league. Jacoby Brissett is not no fucking scrub.
When we
can throw the rock.
Yeah.
When
we get to the AFC, I will explain why I think the Browns are going to be as bad as they are. I'll explain that whenever we get to their team.
So I have this team winning 5 games. They won 5 games last year. They have a dub against the Browns, the Giants, the Falcons, Steelers, Lions. That's 5.
I don't hate those
5
picks.
games.
You didn't even have them beating the Seahawks.
I got 2.
I have 2. I have 3.
I'll give you 2, and that's the most. They are winning at the Giants.
Yes.
In the Falcons.
You're underrating
the
roster.
I have both of those.
Decent.
Their team sucks.
They've got elite players.
Yeah.
We talk about the Bears. The Bears have no elite players. This team has elite players.
Right, so let's
Christian McCaffrey was hurt all year.
Okay. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
See,
CMC.
Let's get back to this because we just talked about
You want to know when they won
fantasy
most of those 5 games?
Don't give a fuck.
First 3.
Yes.
3-0.
Because Christian McCaffrey was there, and then what happened? He got hurt. It's the same thing that happens every year. DJ Moore is one of the best one of their best players. He can't get the ball because both of their quarterbacks chew on crayons. There's that. I'm never going to respect Sam Darnold, and this may be because I'm a Patriots fan. Yeah. But you don't admit that you were seeing ghosts. That's some bitch shit. Now let's get that out of the way. Baker's a fucking child. He's not that guy. He is a very average quarterback, and he doesn't have the receiving core that he had at the Browns. He doesn't have the rushing game that he had at the Browns. He doesn't have the offensive line that he had at the Browns.
He's better than Odell right now, I think.
It's not just Odell. It's the entire
and Jarvis
receiving core. They had Jarvis. They had I don't want to say T. Higgins. It's
they had Hooper, who was balling as their tight end.
No,
they had decent weapons, but mainly their running game is what carried them.
He actually got cut
this season,
I think, from the Browns.
It was who is the? It's something.
I think you're sleeping on Baker.
Yeah, you're being a little.
I have them winning
far better.
Yeah. He's an average quarterback.
I have them winning 3 games. I don't think Baker's bad. I just think that their schedule's pretty tough.
He'll be a highlight of their offense.
They had a really
shown us outside of having really good teams around him that he's capable of doing to win games. Because
we're just gonna go.
Mahomes left that game and they still lost.
All right, last year he was hurt.
Yeah, do you want to talk about the games they kept it close last year? Because 5 games without C-Mac, is I think pretty good. I mean, it's pretty decent. They have some good skill players around them too. They opened up 3-0 with wins over the Jets, Saints, and Texans.
So they win in division, which I haven't beaten the Saints at least once. They
lost to the Eagles. They lost to you all by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next week they lost to the Vikings, who we all are really high on. They lost to them by 6.
They did lose to the Giants.
Got absolutely destroyed by the Giants. 25-3.
Giants, they're so bad.
But then they beat the Falcons, and they also won at Cardinals for their 5th win.
They blew the Cardinals out.
Yeah, they absolutely killed the Cardinals.
This team is not that bad.
And then they went
They
on
have pretty good receivers, too.
Their schedule's hard.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think.
It's I don't think the team's great. I think they have.
Y'all are acting like I said 9-8. They're 5-12. This team was 5-12.
I'll give you J.C. Horn and Brian Burns are really good football players. Mm-hmm. They are really good football players. DJ Moore and CMC when he is there are really good football players. The problem is they have hard games. They have to play the Saints. They have to play the Cardinals. They have to play the Niners, the Rams, the Bucks. Yeah. If you want to give them the Falcons both games, I understand that.
Fair.
But they also have to play the Bengals, the Ravens,
which I didn't
the
do.
Broncos.
I had to lose in one of those games.
It's not even a testament. Like when
no one here thinks the first 5 they could sneak out because I mean, if you look at the question marks of these teams,
2 and 3 is what I see them being.
Obvious.
They could win the Browns.
The Giants.
They definitely win the Giants. The Giants are horrible.
The Saints, what if Winston goes out there and throws 3-4 picks and just
they could.
Himself?
I don't see him beating that Cardinals team.
He's missing both his top guys. James Conner's probably going to chew that game, though.
Yeah, I don't think they...
Talk about a person who's going to regret.
I think there's no way they beat the Cardinals. I think there's no way they beat the 49ers.
So they've got some pretty good players. They were able to pick up... they're getting back J.C. Horn. That's a guy he's so good.
But it's also going to be his first official year playing. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say that because we have people. I mean, now in the league, receivers are going to be coming. The Justin Jefferson and the Jamar Chases, like the receivers that are regarded as that level, they're going to come in and they're going to do what these two are doing now. Yeah. Like this isn't a fluke. Like this isn't something that they're just better. Mm-hmm. Like I think the receiving core receiving position as a whole is just probably the most talented within the lower like college stuff like that. Like these receivers are everywhere.
They did pick up Kim Ekwonu. They got Kim Ekwonu from North Carolina State, one of the best tackles in the draft. They got Amari Barno, pretty good linebacker from Virginia Tech. They still have Brian Burns. I think he's going to have like that. He's going to be on a breakout. Like he'll be one of those breakout candidates for their defense. But
I'm not saying that they
lost
games.
Some players that I don't think are going to affect them too much.
I'm not saying that these aren't close games.
Hassan Reddick, that's a pretty good player. I don't know. I think they could still win the same amount of games. If anything happens to where they're worse than what they were last year, it's coaching. That's my thing.
Or Baker.
Yeah. Baker's going to be a lot better. You're sleeping on how...
I'm not sleeping on Baker. He's so average.
How do you feel about
He's the most average quarterback that people are like, you're sleeping on. It blows my mind.
I'm excited for him to get some deep threat speed.
Yeah.
Because... I can't remember the video I watched, but it was like a top 20 of...
Rashard Higgins, that's who it is.
The deepest throws like on deep balls since like 2018 or something like that, and 2 or 3 of them were Baker. So very surprisingly, were Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got
in camp, he's thrown it to Robbie Anderson a couple of times, and he's looking like
Robbie's got
pretty...
breakaway speed.
Yeah,
DJ Moore's
he's looking good. I think Baker's going to be decent.
I got it right here. Like he ranked 6th in 2018 on deep passes, according to this guy from around the NFL. And he's up there with Russell Wilson. Kirk Cousins is 7.
Mm-hmm.
Only people above him are Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, and Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. What?
A 134 passing rating.
So, any stat?
How do you feel about him, though? How do you feel about the Panthers overall? Because they think
they're getting an offensive, like MVP type caliber back. Like Jonathan Taylor, when he's healthy, he was that for the Panthers. I don't hope they don't run him into the ground, but
CMC. Yeah,
it's C-Mac. He's our top 3.
But how many? Yeah, but how many times are we going to keep doing this?
But that's his skill set. That's what he brings to the table.
Like he's injured every year. He misses time every year. Like think of it from the fantasy perspective. Somebody drafts him every year and he ruins their team because that was the first pick that they picked and he didn't play. Like, and I'm not trying to be that guy that goes heavy into fantasy, but he's just not there. And I mean, we have a friend who is a Panthers fan, and I'm not shy when I say that I'm not upset with the idea of flirting of getting rid of him.
He's been
get rid of him in the season, then they get rid of him. Like, no,
well, yeah, because he got injured. But like, get rid of him at his height. Let him play a few games. Get rid of him because it's almost like you got to be okay with him going somewhere else and being good. Like how long are we going to keep letting him hamstring our team because our team is built for him to be here and he's not here?
Well,
like if this was a quarterback, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
He's going into a 6th year.
It's different.
He's going into a 6th year. 3 years, he played most. Yeah. 2 of them he got hurt.
Yeah,
that's not. It's not great, but it's not like...
If you feel that way about Christian now, you probably should feel the same way about Saquon Barkley. Like, you're okay with them moving on from him.
I am...
With the Giants, what they're doing.
I don't like them.
Which... Trade him to a contender.
I'm okay with that just because of, yes, I would rather him leave because you're just running... The Giants can't do anything with that. Like, they're not... And I think we've been past the point of the Panthers being... like a running back first team. Like, it's just not working for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not upset with the idea.
Good, stable of backs. Like, they were able to bring in what's his name?
Like Chuba Hubbard's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hubbard was able to come in and kind of like right the ship a little bit, and they got Donta Foreman, and Donta Foreman was pretty good with Tennessee last year too. So I think they're going to be okay. If they do have losses, they'll be fine. But I still think that they're going to be around the same kind of team they were last year. My thing is that their coaching needs to be better. They've got to develop their young players.
I think this is
the hottest.
Yes, I think Matt Rule.
He's probably the first coach out. He'll be one of the first coaches that have that discussion around him. Like, but you have not improved this team since you've been here.
Yeah,
clearly it's not going in the right direction. We need to move on.
But if you're gonna say CMC being hurt is the team's done, how do you put that on the coach? Saying that your star player.
I don't think Matt Rule was the right pick when it happened.
I'm not defending him. I think he's
the best coaches are able to overcome some of their injuries. Like Matt LaFleur did whenever he first came in because Aaron really didn't have his support, and they went 9-7 before the games changed. But
who was their backup to him? Was it?
Jordan Love did. He came
to C-Mac.
Oh, it was Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba was there, and then Davis was.
You know why I'm thinking this? You know why I'm like this? Because if you look at the top teams, if you look at the Browns, if you look at the Eagles, whoever you stick back, the 49ers, whoever you stick back there is going to do good. It's a mixture of coaching. It's a mixture of the way you build your offensive line. It's a mixture of the skill of the running backs. But the teams that can run the ball, they're always able to run the ball. It doesn't matter. Kenny Gainwell has been gaining traction from what I've seen in training camp. And I don't think it's far-fetched to say he's not better than Sanders. But the fact that Kenny Gainwell's there, Sanders gets hurt a lot, and he plays and he's able to play that well, that shows that running backs aren't necessarily as
that's where
important.
it comes from. It's like if you're able to still execute what you have on paper going into that week and the same type of player.
That's where I think the Panthers are.
Christian McCaffrey's so different.
You can't do that.
There's nobody in that room.
You're looking at the quarterback and the running back.
I'm thinking of the same thing that
Christian's
the Rams went through with Todd Gurley. The system. When Todd Gurley started going out, their team started to slide because they couldn't run the ball as well. Yeah. They were still relying on their defense, but he had 18 touchdowns that year. Todd Gurley was the clear cut.
He was the system for what they had going on.
He was the system. But look what they did. They were like, okay, we can't do that anymore. Let's get rid of him and let's build the team that we have. And look what happened. I'm not saying the Panthers are going to build a team from the picks they get from Christian McCaffrey, but I'm saying that we might need to look at it at least. Let's see, because what happens if he does the same thing? He starts off. He's getting 100 first 2-3 games.
I think that's when you look at it. You have a brand new quarterback in that system. The last thing you want to do is go to Hayward thinking about trading your best weapon.
Yeah, that's demoralizing. Especially when he's literally your offense. Whenever he's on one, and a lot of the teams that they play are specifically game planning around him, then it opens up everything else. Terrence Marshall was able to get a lot of big plays throughout the year.
I'm big on him. I am big.
There's just more openings for opportunities.
Those LSU
whenever
wide receivers are
players like that are game like Derrick Henry when he's game planned. When that is the main focus for your defense.
But they were still able to kind of run the ball.
Some of the best players that are clearly the main function of your offense.
But they were still able to kind of run the ball.
See that walking on the practice field, seeing him healthy and rejuvenated just doesn't boost that team up.
I'm sure it does.
Could run for 200 yards a game.
Yeah.
And then you have to ask Baker, do the average, because we have. At least the average. We have DJ Moore. We have Robbie Anderson. I
don't think he's going to make those bonehead plays that he made with the Browns, and I don't think he can make bonehead plays to the degree that Sam Darnold.
I don't think he has the ability to. This team isn't as good as the Browns.
I think that you were looking at him last year when he was hurt more than the other 3 years that he played.
The first 11 games of that one season. Skip, come on now.
I don't think he's nearly as bad.
There was a stretch where people were like, "Oh, he's not going to get." They're going to wait. And then they're like, oh, he's our franchise. And then he did that with his late run. went out there, still tried to play. I think just give him.
That was dumb. I think give him protect yourself.
Yeah, but he also thought he was giving it all for a franchise that believed in him.
Yeah. But I can understand.
They abandoned him.
He's got that walk-on mentality. Like, he wants to show why I'm here. I understand that. But, like, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying he's not going to get you over that step. His number one shot he had to do was when Patrick Mahomes went out on basically a stretcher.
Yeah.
He was fucking unconscious and left that game, and he still couldn't win that game. I'm not saying because we know that the Chiefs are really good, but you have to win that game. Yes. The equalizer that they had is not there anymore. If you can't, and it's not I don't want to seem like I'm hating on him. He's had the rosters behind him. He's had the rosters to help him.
The analogy you're using, I can't wait to get to the fucking Eagles.
Okay, let's put a bow on this one.
Yeah, let's put a bow on this.
Do you want to move on?
I think we didn't do the Falcons. Do we need to talk about the Falcons?
Yes,
I feel like they're a lot more interesting than people are giving them credit for.
Two
they're
wins.
They're maybe a bad team, but they have a lot to
over
work
under 4 games.
2.5.
Till we see Desmond Ritter.
Oh, I think Desmond Ritter plays probably week 2.
You just think it's going like a Tyrod Taylor, let Mariota just kind of run
It's Mariota.
You think Mariota's that bad, though?
I don't think
he's horrible. I think he's decent.
I haven't won in 3 games. I still don't think that they play Ritter for a while.
You think you said it's just Mariota's
I
guy?
think
he's been in the league a
I think they're going to let Mariota play for a while.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who do you have their wins? Who's your
3 wins?
He's kind of been talking that shit, though. He's kind of been talking that shit.
Seahawks and Panthers. Yeah,
I haven't beaten the Seahawks.
Oh,
I haven't beaten the Browns.
Oh, God.
And I haven't beaten the Panthers.
The Browns.
The Panthers?
Yeah, splitting with the Panthers.
I've got them beating the Seahawks and the Panthers.
I have them beating the Panthers in week 8, and then I have them beating the Bears and the Commanders. It's my 3 wins. And I like the Commanders this year.
So y'all like the Bears over them, the Commanders over them, the Steelers over them.
Easy.
Yeah, they're not
pretty much every other team on their schedule
Here's the
over
thing,
them.
they could be sneaky. They could be sneaky. Like,
they do have to play in conference. Every other team's better than them, so it's kind of hard to.
Atlanta's one of those teams where
find wins there.
They're deep in talent because their offense is actually decent enough. I don't think they've got a decent.
I think if they couldn't get it done. Yeah, Calvin Ridley being
Drake
out.
London, do you think
Drake London's not? I don't think he's going to step up.
Yeah, when you think about the Falcons games last year,
I was going to say,
was,
yes,
we went and watched them play. They were not.
If they couldn't do it with Matt Ryan,
they were not.
They went 7-10 last year.
If they can't get it done with Matt Ryan, they're not getting it done.
I don't think they're getting it done
with Mariota.
3-14.
Yeah, that's a big fall off.
Yes,
and every team in their division did not get significantly worse where they're going to make a splash.
Yes,
I think we're all kind of in agreement to that.
Yeah.
So it's ready to move on.
When I evaluate these rosters, though, I look at who's elite on their roster. Kyle Pitts, AJ Terrell.
Is Kyle Pitts elite?
Yes, he had one of the best rookie tight end.
I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, he only had 1 touchdown.
It's really,
I don't want to be that
very
guy.
Quietly, he was very quietly easily put up yards.
Yes,
very quietly.
If he had like 2 more touchdowns, he has like a true one of the best.
And it's
rookie.
not like they were not throwing to him.
Yes,
he is a red zone threat. He is.
Yeah.
He's a burner. He is.
They've got elite players on their roster. I think they really need to shape up their run game. I think that their run game was. It was good enough with Cordero Patterson for a while, but putting it on his shoulders all the time like they did, it's ridiculous for a 34-year-old guy. It's just. I don't think they're going to be that much better than they were last year, and I actually think they're going to be worse.
Damn.
Yeah.
Free Ridley.
Second.
Free Ridley.
Who?
Kyle Pitts is second all-time receiving yards as a rookie.
Told you.
He had tons of yards as no touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other person, Mike Ditka is in front of him.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Shockey, I mean, he's over people like Jeremy Shockey. Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I slept on him for a while because I thought the same thing. He only scored 1 touchdown. It wasn't that great, but then I saw the yards and I was like,
I had him on
what
fantasy
the hell?
So I kind of got to see. He wasn't doing. I mean, seeing what your all's guys did, and I'm like, well, he's not doing very. Like, I had to start him.
Yeah.
And then it got to that point where it's like, I can't take him out.
He had 110 targets and brought in 68 of them. Imagine if it was just 10 more yardage he would have had.
Yeah, it's really not bad, though, for a rookie tight end.
I might be sleeping on that.
Yeah.
They might win another game.
He's that guy.
That's
Yeah.
A whole other year in the system, too.
Yeah. I wish it was a whole other year in the system. Like in the same quarterback and everything, but it's not. It's a brand new system that
Mariota's been around. Hopefully, it's still.
Yeah.
He'll pick it up quick. And that's kind of what I'm worried about too. Like they do, like you said, they do have some skilled people.
Mm-hmm.
But how long until they're kind of over Mariota? Because Desmond Ridder is very confident he wants that job.
I think unless Ridder is balling out in training camp, and I haven't seen that he is, because I think I would have already heard. Like I've been trying to keep up with training camp. I haven't seen that he is just the guy. If he's not now, I think it'll take them a while before they just go before they get rid of him.
I think they're in that situation where they're just kind of waiting. They didn't go out in the market and grab somebody insane. Yeah. Mariota's not a vocal leader, so he's just kind of walking around going to his.
Mariota's happy to be there.
Yeah,
I think they're very aware of their situation. I think this is definitely a stepping stone year.
Yeah,
they've got some pretty good players though,
and whoever's the quarterback is going to get a big pass.
Yeah.
No Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley. You're just going to be like
free Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, they get the pass.
Free Calvin Ridley.
Let's go.
Fucking free Calvin Ridley.
That's right. All right.
Goddamn.
All right. We're taking time. Time out.
Okay.
Because that
mine just stopped.
I heard it stopped. Will you check that one? Yeah, that's what made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, this one stopped too.
It stopped. Oh fuck. Yeah, that's the one we didn't want to stop. Yeah. Check.
Is mine still going?
I have no clue. It fucking pulled up. Look at this, because it pulled up those hoodies you were looking at, I guess.
Oh, it's fine. You can look. Yeah, this one stopped too.
Okay.
So it might be at an hour mark that it stopped, is what I'm hoping.
Mine?
I'm just hoping that that's like where it just.
I love those shoes. Look at the color in those Crocs.
Yeah, no.
I ordered yellow ones, and they sent these, and I was like,
I would not be mad.
Yeah, I was like, sure,
okay.
Not necessarily.
It flows with your shirt too.
She loves that color.
Yeah, that color's sick.
It's really good.
Seafoam green.
This one made it to.
Come look at this, bro.
This one made it to 41 minutes.
Mine did?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up
I can't even find the video.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I can pull it
It
up.
was in your videos.
My iCloud storage is really full.
Oh wait. Yeah, it better fucking saved. That's me bad. Yeah.
Oh,
It's uploading.
So it's in the process.
We should be getting this update
Let's go ahead and delete these.
I'm gonna go see where mine stopped at. Yeah. That's the thing is the fucking. Where did it stop at compared to all our phones? So this one got about another 30 minutes. So mine's almost recording at like 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah. That says uploading 5 items. I hope that it is going to say.
So what should we do about the
Can you
film
hand it
that
up
was
over there?
lost?
If it's lost, I guess it'd just be audio only.
Yeah, worst case, I mean. If mine got the full...
Well, I already told you how much. Yours has 41 minutes.
And we've done 2.
We've done an hour and 7 minutes as of right this second.
So yeah.
This is going to be Paul. I'm going to stop this so you'll have 2 audio recordings.
But say, there's probably no way you could edit that much to get it to look. 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 All right, guys, we're going to move into the NFC West.
You got some bold? You got some bold takes?
I got some bold takes.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
Keep it
I'm
spicy.
a little worried now that Stafford hearing that because that could be very serious. But anyway, you want to start?
There were 3 teams in this division last year that went at least double-digit wins.
This shit ain't happening again.
I think there's only one
pretty
team
possible.
that's going to repeat that, and it's clearly the Super Bowl champs, defending Super Bowl champs. Let's start out with the Seahawks, though. This team is going to be so bad. They don't have a quarterback.
We don't believe in Drew Lock.
Most of the media, like national media, they're going to hype up quarterback play, and a lot of it, like we agree to the extent of like if you have a decent enough roster, quarterback play doesn't matter as much.
Nope.
Who the fuck is going to throw this football on this team?
Drew Lock's the dog.
He may be a dog, but he's not winning more than 3 games. I have 3 wins for the Seahawks.
Am I going to go another year of being right than the fact that Tyler Lockett's probably going to do better than DK? Like, I'm so tired of being right with this situation, but
I mean, we'll see.
The problem is Tyler Lockett just runs fast, and he likes to run past people. And if anybody's going to benefit from what Drew Lock can do, it's Tyler Lockett. It's the only bright side I see on their team. I mean, their defense is the same it's been since the Legion of Boom left. It's fucking terrible. Like there's just no way around it. It doesn't seem
like 3
like
wins though.
It seems like I have them winning 2 games.
I have
2 games.
I have them 3.
Okay.
I have 3.
So
that's
the reason I think they are. I think Pete Carroll is in kind of like a altered state of like dementia because he thinks it's 2014 and they're still that team. Like he doesn't want he doesn't
altered state of dementia.
It's like he doesn't want to go back and like rebuild. He's just like, no, this team's good enough.
Just tough it out.
How do you think his dementia kicked in when like he found out Chris Carson's gone?
His dementia kicked in.
I can't fucking run the ball.
Well, he never cared to give Chris Carson offensive line so he'd stay healthy. He never cared enough to protect Russell.
He didn't want to give Marshawn Lynch the ball at the 2?
I don't even. Yeah. We don't have to. We don't have to.
You want to talk about that?
The bad.
It's almost a decade ago.
We don't have to talk about.
That's the worst play call in history.
We don't have to.
That is the worst play call in history.
We don't have to talk about the bad things that Pete Carroll has done because he just thinks that team is still viable and it's not.
Yeah.
How many games they win last year? Like 5. No,
they were less than that because
7 and 10.
They went 7 and 10.
7 and 10. 7 and 10.
So what do you got on?
3 wins. They came.
How
they went 3 and 3 in the division too.
That makes no sense.
So you
are you in agreement with us? Wilson. I mean,
in agreement to what they're at the bottom of that.
Yeah, 3 wins.
I think I had them at like. Yeah, I think I had them.
Yeah.
What wins do you have?
What wins?
Yeah,
I haven't beaten the Lions.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Beaten the Giants.
I'm not for sure.
And beaten the Panthers.
Here, so I'm gonna pull up there.
Mine are Giants and Panthers. Those are the only 2 games they.
I haven't beaten the Falcons, Giants, and Panthers.
So we all think they're going to beat the Giants and Panthers.
Those are 2 terrible.
The Giants are fucking terrible.
Oh, wait till you see what I got them as.
Oh man!
All right, so
the Seahawks.
I'm not as high as others, but I actually really, really like this team. I have the 49ers at 10-7.
10-7.
I wanted them to win a couple more games, but I think their schedule is just a little tough.
You know, this whole division is in a tough spot. They got to play the AFC West, and they've got to play the NFC South. So
we have the same losses.
Exact same?
Me and you.
Let's go.
Exact same schedule.
I have them at 8-9. 8-9, I feel like is pretty.
For the Seahawks,
huh?
The Seahawks?
No, we're the 49ers.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, 8-9 for the 49ers.
Is this where you're bold? Are you high on the 49ers?
I'm still looking at the Seahawks, and I'm kind of. Yeah, I'm going back. I've already seen 3 wins, so I think they could steal a few.
They could steal a few.
Yeah.
But I think they're a 3-win.
Is their quarterback or
Gino's that guy, apparently.
You said that you were looking at it and you see 3 wins. Did you already look through the entire schedule? Like, if you
I need the Lions to win that game.
Yes.
No. Okay. God, I'm so happy that we're talking about this fucking team because I think they are making the wrong fucking decision with their quarterback. I'm not saying that Trey Lance is not it in the future. I'm saying that I don't think he's it right now. If we just went off stats and record,
how many second-year quarterbacks are you saying that's it? Like, there's a couple. Don't get me wrong. Joe Burrow.
I think they think they have a Burrow, a Mahomes situation. I think they can throw Lance in there, and they are.
I mean, we're not sure about the
same
That
level.
team is built to win now.
Mm-hmm.
You invested 3 first-round picks in them.
That quarterback has won. He's been there. He's been to the Super Bowl.
You don't think those coaches every day in practice are like, okay, Jimmy's done good for us
because he's
been hurt. They're seeing what Trey's doing. They're like,
I'm biting my ass with this argument
because
the same argument I have against CMC, I'm using for Garoppolo. But it's a different position. It's the quarterback position.
I think Kyle Shanahan knows what he's
had to learn
with the quarterback evaluation.
Jimmy's a winner, like you said. He's gotten to learn under Jimmy.
I think because Kyle Shanahan has had to deal with C.J. Beathard. What the hell's his name? Nate. Whatever the hell his name is. But anyways. He's been through like 5 quarterbacks through his regime, and Jimmy's been the best. So I think if he's willing to move on from that situation, especially with Jimmy's health, I think going into the season, if Jimmy was healthy, he'd probably still be there and probably be the considerable. He'll be considered for the starting.
I think this move was more off of and I think you're talking about Sudfeld.
Naismith though.
I think this.
Actually, no. I really don't.
Well,
know
he's their third stringer right now.
No, I'm talking about in the past. Just he's had to go through so many different quarterback situations, and I think Jimmy's been the most stable quarterback at that position.
I think the only reason Trey Lance is going to play this early and they're willing to move on with him is because of how much they invested in him. They want to pay that investment off, whether he's good or bad.
Is that a boom or bust situation for you though?
That's a boom or bust. Yeah.
If he doesn't pan out,
What's panning out though?
Like playoffs.
They are a playoff
at the very
team.
least, a playoff team.
I think that's all he needs to do.
Because you think you have the talent and roster to get him to succeed.
Yeah, but what if he's not ready? It's not a matter of the roster. Debo's going to do his thing. Whatever running back is back there is going to rush for 1,000 yards.
Debo's very dependent on who's back there.
Exactly, but Debo is Debo. Like I can go into the season saying Debo's going to do his thing. I think
if Bell wins, that's rosters in the NFL.
Is Trey Lance it? Is Trey Lance the right move?
I think the struggles is what's going to keep him from being a playoff team. Just his early on struggles is going to be growing pains.
I think Trey Lance can potentially push them further in the playoffs in the next 3 to 5 years than Jimmy G could.
I agree to that.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to take that risk.
Yeah.
So you just...
The ceiling's high.
Go all in.
It's just going to be
I think so.
I think it's a bunch of factors, too. I mean,
I respect it. I just feel like it's a payoff moment.
Like the investment into Trey Lance.
Yep.
But also, Jimmy did have, turnover issues, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those late games, like you said, they're division alone. Look who they have to play. Mm-hmm. You have to believe you can finish these games against the Rams and the Cardinals.
There's 2 other big teams, but there's one really big team there.
Like, you see what the Rams are going all in every year. It's like, we have this kid. This is our kid.
Yeah.
Throw him in there. See what he's doing.
I wouldn't have been upset for another. I mean, even. I just think I think.
Do you wait for Jimmy to get hurt? Do you wait for him to go 2-4 starting out?
I think so. I don't. They have to be seeing something in practice. That's the only thing that I can think.
I think
there has to be something in practice that is like, we have to.
You don't think ownership's talking down to who's their GM? I can't even think of his name.
John Lynch.
That hey, you made this decision. You all look what we gave up. Our future. I don't want to wait another year to see this kid out on.
I don't want to think that because at that point you are saying, hey, you have to play him because we invested in him. There's no merit behind him playing.
He's also,
if the ownership is coming down on Shanahan and saying, "Hey, you got to do this,"
I feel like you're assuming their position on it though, because what if
like
they do actually feel like he is excelling in the offense and making their team better, and that's what they were comfortable enough with the decision to move on.
And that's what I was saying. I think that's what it is.
I think it's what's right.
Something in practice is going on.
They're not waiting. They're seeing Trey go out there at practice in camp while Jimmy's been hurt. There's
Did you all see his highlight throw? I'm pretty sure.
I just don't.
He'll have that.
If this backfires and they slide, they start 3-3. What are we going to be saying? Because
it's not unreasonable though. They play the Rams and the Broncos.
I have them going 5-1. And this is
I do too.
5-1 in the first 6, and this is with
of course
Garoppolo.
I was gonna say, of course you.
Huh?
I said that, I do too, but of course we have the exact same. We have the exact same predictions on 49ers.
Same losses.
You said 10-7.
Yeah, which is crazy because you're not high on them, and I am high on them.
I'm not high on them now. This was before.
Oh, this is
before Trey Lance.
This is with Trey Lance.
This is that's what I'm saying.
That's what they're doing.
Garoppolo has gotten them there. I'm just saying, if this doesn't pay off instantly, if we don't see it within the first few weeks, I'm not saying Shanahan's going to be on the hot seat, but we're going to be hearing things from there because, especially if you let Garoppolo go,
he's going to get I think he's going to get the pass.
I
think if he has a bad...
Shanahan's the only thing that's been right for them, though. They've had C.J. Beathard and, terrible quarterbacks. They've still been able to do stuff with it. So
if he has a rough start, they go 3-3 for however. I think he's going to be fine because they're going to say this is kind of his rookie season. Yeah. We're going to give him a little bit of a pass here. But I don't think it's going to be a problem.
You could also argue, though, that roster is built to win.
That's my thing. Is they are. This isn't a team. This isn't a team that seems like to me they're we have the time to wait to see if Trey Lance is it.
I think it gets scary around week 11 because we both have them losing 4 games straight.
Yes,
Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, and then Cardinals. But then they turn it around again.
And that's not to say they don't lose their bye week. Some shit could happen in their bye week and they could lose the bye week. It's just how it is.
I think they're definitely going to be less impressive for me, just because
I like it. I like this team.
Their schedule's so hard. Like,
it is.
The AFC West alone is
this team is
a tough out for every team in this division. So
yeah. So we all got the Rams winning the division because, of course, you do.
Yeah.
Rams are.
I have them at 15-2.
I have them at 14-3, and I'm assuming we both
15-2.
I'm assuming we all have them as the number one seed in the NFC.
Yes,
as well.
Yep.
No.
No way.
You have no. Yeah.
You have him at 14-3.
No, you know what team he has.
I have them 13.
Not the number one seed.
I have them 13-4.
You have them 13-4.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule.
Wow.
Their losses, I have the Bills, the Bucks, the Saints, and the Packers. That's my losses.
See, I have the Bills, Niners, and Chiefs.
It's going to be late in the year with the Packers. It could possibly be a cold, terrible.
I have them splitting the division with the Cardinals and the 49ers.
They could very much
I have their only
those games. Those three.
I have them losing the 49ers.
15-2 is really crazy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of teams are that good.
How are we all feeling about his tendonitis? How serious?
That's another issue.
I don't think so.
I think
it'd be
fine.
He throws that ball hard. I
haven't done any. I haven't done enough research on it to really know.
Apparently, they're looking into if Jimmy ends up getting cut, possibly picking them up as a backup option.
And how much does that change our look?
Because
that team's
really
built to win too.
Yeah,
that's not.
Well, they're getting someone serviceable in Jimmy.
I'm going out on a limb. I will fucking say this. If that happens and Jimmy goes to the Rams will have a better record than the 49ers will.
That's usually
we can take the games that they will play together. We will take the
I don't think the recovery should be that bad for Matt.
We will compare it, and Garoppolo will be the better quarterback. That they very well could be a Super Bowl.
If you put Stafford on the 49ers, do you think they win more than the Rams?
Fuck.
Yes. Really?
If you switch quarterbacks, yes.
If you just swap quarterbacks.
If you just swap Garoppolo.
Do you guys want to hear the situation at quarterback behind Matthew Stafford? Luis Perez, Bryce Perkins, and John Wolford. Do you know any of those guys?
No.
Wolford sounds
They're going to be at a terrible, terrible spot if they can't get a decent backup.
That is a pitcher's.
Go for Gardner Minshew.
I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be all right.
Dude.
I think if it was more serious, it would have been bigger news rather than just kind of popping up. And he's still at training camp. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks.
We do have
if it's worse. But
it's just short, like soreness. I hope it's just like
getting
out there and just trying to wing it.
Yeah.
We'll be right. I hope.
And then this is the most. I mean, I guess
think just the
arguably
area is concerning.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of your power comes from. Like. Yeah, your elbow, your legs, obviously, but
the most questionable team, just due to weird circumstances, is the Cardinals. Though, what does everyone have for the Cardinals?
This could be even worse.
7-10.
I have them
like 9-8.
I have them 9-8.
9-8.
Yeah,
it could be even worse now with Hollywood Brown being.
Yeah, if Hollywood Brown's out, it's.
This is why I have them 7-10. I'm just going to start because I have them the worst.
Yeah,
they are a week 8 and 1-8. The scariest team in the NFL play.
So you have them doing pretty well early on.
I actually don't because the schedule is hard as fuck early on.
That's also fully loaded. Keep that.
After week, we'll go week 9 because they play the Seahawks week 9. They go to the Rams, 49ers at home, Chargers at home.
Tough.
They have a bye week. They have the Patriots home, go to the Broncos, Bucks at home. They have the Falcons, and then they play the 49ers at the 49ers.
I have so many L's for
that is
so bad.
Tough.
Abysmal schedule for any team.
They have the worst opening 6 weeks of any team I've seen.
It's tough.
Chiefs, Raiders, Rams.
They lose
Panthers
all three of those.
are a decent.
Panthers is an easy dub.
Eagles, and then the Seahawks.
That's a hard game.
Seahawks is an easy dub.
So they have 2 dubs at most within that first 6.
That's all I got.
Carolina's a gimme.
Yeah.
Maybe. Carolina and Seahawks are gimmies. I think the only reason we're different is I have them beating the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean that's not.
But that's a week. It's before week 8. They're going to be one of the best teams in the league. It's how it is every year.
D-Hop doesn't come back though.
Yes.
You think they beat the Eagles without D-Hop?
I think that is how their team is predicated. They are always really good at the beginning of the season. I'm not gonna.
That's what their team
slide on that.
They are missing receivers.
But they also went and got Hollywood. Like I'm not going to say Hollywood's a scrub.
He may end up being out because of that situation with
very likely.
We'll see. But
At the very least, he needs a conduct detrimental type of.
This is the thing with the Eagles is they did good
doing his homework.
else. They did good everywhere else, but we have to see if Jalen's going to be that guy. If it comes down to a quarterback battle between Kyler and Jalen, the Cardinals win that.
Kyler's also on his. Everyone in the world is doubting him right now.
Yes,
and that's why I'm a little bit higher on this team than I was before.
He's got that
People are right to be
study
skeptical.
thing looming over his head.
Yeah,
yes.
If you get paid that much, you need the scrutiny. You need that sort of motivation behind you.
Yeah,
I don't
you get
think
one of the highest
wrong.
paid contracts in the NFL. You deserve that.
I don't think it's wrong for us to be scrutinized for us to scrutinize them. I just think it's their schedule's so hard.
They
I don't see
with
much
such a tough
reason.
schedule. I don't think they can overcome that many losses unless they're able to run the ball well enough.
And that's 7-10 with them beating the Eagles. They could very well lose to the Eagles. They could lose to the 49ers both times. Like outside of that, you beat the Falcons, the Seahawks. They could lose to the Saints.
I have them
the
going.
Saints are on their schedule.
I have them going 0-3. Win that Panthers, lose to the Eagles, but then they go on a crazy win streak. They beat the Seahawks, beat Saints, beat Vikings, beat Seahawks. I have them beating the Rams there, and then the 49ers just on a crazy streak, but then losing to the Chargers.
You haven't beaten the Rams?
I do. That's one of my 2 losses for the Rams.
I don't know.
Yeah, their schedule's rough.
It is nasty.
They've got such a bad schedule.
And
it's so tough.
This is going to be one of the worst teams that they've had collectively.
I think we know where they're going with the run game too. They've literally got
They can
James
easily get
Conner.
bitched week 1.
That's not happening. That's another thing.
Heart.
That's not that season that James Conner had last year is not happening.
I am not a believer in James Conner.
I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but I don't think he should have been taken as high as he was in our fantasy league. I don't think he is going to repeat that because they're just not going to be as good of a team.
Yeah,
they did get Trey McBride.
D-Hop also has a lot to prove. He's coming back off of the suspension.
Yeah.
I think he's going to come back with a lot of vengeance too, and I think that's why they're going to go on that just tear.
But he's coming back at the worst time because that's when they're going to be the hardest schedule, and that's when they are slated to be bad.
Yeah,
that's right after the Week 8 mark. After Week 8, they just fall apart. They do. Like the numbers.
I think they can break the trend. It's not like it's
Kyler Murray though.
It's a lot of superstition around that. It's just when your game plan starts to fall apart halfway through the season and teams are starting to figure out what you're doing, you got to switch it up. Mm-hmm. And
they haven't been good at that.
What's the coach's name? I forget.
There was a story about Kyler. Whenever stuff breaks down, he doesn't know where to go, and that's when he scrambles out. I guess that's where the study thing kind of came into.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So later in the year when people are kind of figuring him out, he likes to break out. He likes to roll out this way whenever we got these guys covered.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of his bad play and then bad decisions come in.
That makes sense.
And I guess that's why they...
It's not good, though.
Yeah. And I think he can improve, and I think with this chip on his shoulder, he's going to improve.
I don't know. Someone had to sit down in his party and then their party and agree to that study thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
That's what confuses me about him
there.
coming out afterwards.
Yeah.
And being upset about it is because your agent is at least relaying the information that's given to you. Like, you have to agree to the contract no matter what. So how do you let it come out now that it's bad optics? Because it is.
Yeah.
You know what they like. I'm not saying that because obviously he's not, but that's the same shit that the Raiders were doing with Jamarcus Russell. It's giving him blank tapes and he's coming back and saying he's watching them. Like,
yeah.
If you're not studying, you will not progress in this game. You have to. The game is too cerebral. That's where people like Brady doesn't have the arm. Brady doesn't have the things that these other quarterbacks do. But he puts the time in. He learns.
Best pre-snap quarterback of all time.
So I think
Manning, Drew Brees, they all did not have the physical gifts that Kyler Murray even has. They don't have the arm that Murray has. Murray is an exception for the sense that he's able to run as one of the best running quarterbacks, and his arm is one of the biggest. Like, he has a big arm. He can throw the ball. Something is not connecting there. If your linemen are saying you don't know what you're doing when you're scrambling out, you're not putting the
That's been an issue even coming into the NFL where, like, he's not able to get into passing lanes and see
Goes
down
back
the
to
field.
what I've been saying, bro. These fucking track teams that these kids are playing with. I'm not saying it's bad, but
I think the Cardinals are going to take a step back just because early on they're going to have the issues with the suspension, and they have a really tough schedule, and
really tough.
I don't think they can overcome it. The only team in this division I think that is good enough to really make a run of the playoffs is the Rams. I really do.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I don't have issues with quarterback. I don't really have any questions about their team. They picked up Bobby Wagner. Like, they picked up some pretty good additions.
So I was going to say, and people are talking because everyone's like, oh my God, the Bills got Von Miller. Like Leonard Floyd is a premier rusher in this league. Like, Leonard Floyd is no scrub. Yeah. I don't have the numbers right here, but he's not. They didn't lose any. They lost Von Miller, but they didn't lose. Like, they are very capable with the defensive line that they have. Jalen Ramsey's always going to be fucking Jalen Ramsey. Like, they got Bobby Wagner, who apparently is just falling off. Like, people just forget how good Bobby Wagner is. Like,
Leonard Floyd had 9.5 sacks last year.
Yes.
And Aaron Donald as an interior defensive lineman at 12.5.
Aaron Donald is we can't compare that. Yeah. We can't.
I'm just saying, like, that's what you're working with. Von Miller had 5 sacks, and he really didn't play that many games for him. He played half the season for him because they ended up getting him late in the year. So, like, I think that they've got the best roster in this division. They've got the best quarterback in the division. They've got the best situation in the division. Probably the best coach in the division. Easiest schedule relative to every other team in the division.
On top of playing the first place.
And they're the defending champs.
Yeah.
So
I have them winning the NFC. The Rams win the entire NFC for me.
Like, to put it in.
It's a pretty safe pick.
Yeah, as I say, I don't even think that's
a safe pick.
Controversy at all.
They've been there twice in the past 4 years, and they've been in the NFC Championship 3 times. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. I think they're going to be really good.
14-3.
Definitely them with the Bucks, I think, would be
the
favorite.
How do you feel about the Cardinals?
I like the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
I think the contract situation's more than what people are letting on. There was either some lack of self-awareness, or it's more than what was said.
Mm-hmm.
I think late in the year, like you said, it's repeated year by year. They break down the end of the year. There's got to be something. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's. I just don't know. He's got their weapons now.
Loose ends at that point, like just making sure all their bases are covered. But
someone's
how do you throw your
changing.
Quarterback under the bus in that situation, though?
Because the guy quarterbacks.
Because that wouldn't have been a focal point. That was leaked. Like that.
This
was
doesn't seem like a situation.
He is not studying as much as we would like.
This doesn't seem like a situation to me where the coach is throwing the quarterback under the bus. This seems like a situation where everyone. He
said he had nothing to do with that.
Well, it seems like a situation where everyone on the team that is at least close to Kyler is in agreement. Something he doesn't know what he's doing somewhere. Whether it's when the play breaks down, whether it's pre-snap, whether it's what to do when your first read is taken away. Something.
It sounds the way they're kind of coming out now. They're like, it was just kind of a casual conversation. Like, hey, can you study a little more for us? Yeah, that's straight.
Casual
because
conversation.
Because he came out sounding offended. He said, you all think at my height I can go out there and not.
You know who should have been offended?
The way
somebody we're about to talk about in this next fucking division.
Yes.
Something that should have been offended was Randy Gregory with this bullshit contract shit.
I want to talk about Jalen.
Yeah,
let's move on to the NFC.
Yep,
I'm ready for the NFC.
Yep, let's move on.
Yeah. All right. After all the NFC West talk, we're going to move into the best division of football.
The greatest.
With two of the worst Eagle quarterbacks ever in history in the same division now. And we're going to start over here with Anthony on the NFC East.
So where are we starting? Just Commanders?
Yeah.
I'll start with the Commanders. I like them, even though I kind of shit talked Carson earlier. I got them going 10-7.
No way.
No way.
I thought I was the only believer. I got them going 11-6. I got them going 11-6.
Colin Coward looking ass. Really?
No,
I thought I was the only believer.
I'm not worried about Terry McLaurin. I'm not worried about Antonio.
You got them going 10-7?
10-7. This team is all right.
We're the believers.
Here's the thing: they were 7-10, and they did not have a quarterback.
Chase Young didn't play.
They still don't have a quarterback.
Chase Young didn't play.
Chase Young didn't play. They got Fedarian Mathis, I think is what his name is.
Terry McLaurin got that bag.
Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin.
Like, and if we seriously look at their schedule, this shit's kind of like fucking cake. Like, the first 4 games, they could very easily win all 4 games. So I have them going 3-1.
I have them going 2-2. I have them losing to that Cowboys team as well.
So I have them beating the Jaguars.
Who's the other L?
Eagles.
See, I don't have them losing to the Eagles because it's
You don't either?
Home.
I have them beating the Eagles.
It's at home. It's at home.
What the hell?
So
my 11 wins are
good. You're good. You keep going.
Yeah.
I have they beat the Jaguars,
Easy.
beat the Lions, beat
Yep.
the Eagles, lose to the Cowboys and the Titans.
Yes.
We'll get a dub at the Bears.
Yep.
Then we go on a hard L streak. We're losing to the Packers, the Colts, the Vikings. I'm not a fan. But they're losing to the Packers, the Colts, the Vikings, and the Eagles. They'll bounce back at the Texans because the Texans suck.
Horrible.
They'll beat the Falcons and the Giants.
Yes.
They'll lose their bye week. They'll beat the Giants.
Terrible.
They'll lose to the 49ers, and then they'll finish it off with 2 wins from the Browns and the Cowboys. This team is all right. I like
close.
everything except Carson. I'm over Carson. I'm done with.
He's our leader, starting quarterback, facilitator.
Don't care. Couldn't care less.
Current franchise quarterback.
I think he does far more than
He
any
ruined
quarterback.
Jonathan Taylor's season. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor had that great season, and then Carson comes in like, we're going to lose to the Jags.
You know they don't.
John
beat the
Irsay
Jaguars.
said this man was a mistake.
Last time they beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville was 2018
A mistake.
with Andrew Luck at quarterback.
I
The
think
last time.
I miss Andrew Luck.
I know he's been having a rough training camp. I think he's going to turn it around. I don't think he's going to be like super good, but I think he's just going to be above average quarterback in the league, and that's enough to get this team to be
I
pretty
think he
good.
could be better than Baker. I think he could be better. He could be
Yeah.
better than a lot of quarterbacks
Same.
in the NFC. At
Average.
least.
I have the Giants going 1-16.
2-15.
I haven't beaten the Texans, and I honestly don't even know if that's going to happen.
The Giants are fucking trash, dude.
They are.
Can't stand them.
But I have
So
them
bad.
going 2-15.
Who's
Their
your-
only 2 wins are the Jaguars and the Texans.
So everyone's got them beating the Texans?
The Texans
Who do
are
I have?
bad.
No, I haven't beaten the Lions
Why?
because I have
You are
no-
a hater. The Lions are going to...
Okay, I'm the hater, but I had the Lions at more wins than y'all.
No, I had them win 7-10. I had them winning.
Yeah, we were haters on the Lions.
It was me and you.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even finish what I was saying about the Commanders. I think they're going to be decent,
Yeah.
and
10 wins is more than
I
decent.
have them making the playoffs.
Same.
That's
I
wild.
don't.
That's fucking.
I do
crazy.
have them
My
making the
NFC
playoffs.
race is so close, though.
Yeah, same. I have a tie on the last one on my NFC, but we'll get
Their
to that
losses
later.
that I have are pretty. I feel like they're reasonable.
Yeah.
Like I have them losing to the Lions. I have them losing to the Cowboys in Week 4, the Titans, the Colts, the Eagles in Week 10, the Falcons, and the Cowboys in Week 18.
You had them losing to the Falcons?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because I don't think that Carson can deal with AJ Terrell. I don't think he can. Mm-hmm. With how tight those windows are, he needs to be
That's
better,
one
and he's not
player.
going to. So, well, AJ Terrell, he's going to win a couple games for him. But yeah, I have the Commanders doing pretty decent.
Yeah.
Y'all think
Especially in
Deshaun's back
division.
for that Week 17 matchup.
Who?
Deshaun Watson.
I don't even want to get into that.
I don't know.
You think he'll be back though?
We'll see.
I don't think so.
I hope.
So
I don't even
not.
want to hope. I don't even want to
You
say
hope
anything.
so?
Yeah, I don't want to put my
Yeah.
personal belief
I-
into
Because
don't-
I hope the Browns really suffer from that. Like I really do, because they are poverty. They're poverty. And if any other team
no.
in this entire league could do bad, and I hope that it happens, it would be the Commanders because they're terrible. But they're too talented.
So I see you got
Now the Giants.
You got the Giants at 1-16 as
Giants
well.
on the other end. I hope they fucking lose every game, but they're not. They're going to win one. They're going to win one game.
Yeah.
That's it.
the Eagles at home.
No, they're going to beat the Lions at home.
No, I think they're going to beat.
You're high.
I think they're going to beat the Texans.
The Texans.
Texans are bad. Texans
I think so.
Are bad. I have them beating the Texans and the Jaguars.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
We
What's
can get back
fucked
to
up is
this.
all 3 of those teams also have a going 12-15.
Elite players on this roster.
Saquon.
How fucking many do the Giants have? I don't know.
Saquon.
Saquon's like the closest thing to
He
it, but
hasn't
he's really
been
not.
productive on that level.
He's not.
I don't
think
want
he
to
is.
say I don't want to say Thibodeau because he's a rookie, but apparently he's been making Evan Neal look like a bitch.
Well, Evan Neal, how do we know if he's good? You know,
And he's a fucking offensive
But they have
lineman from
names.
Alabama.
You know, they have like decent names at those skill positions. Kenny Galladay. They've got Evan Ingram who can
Yeah.
run.
Sterling Shepard.
Yep, Sterling Shepard. They
Oh,
can
I
all stay.
like Sterling.
Darius Toney. If
Yeah,
like all
that's
these
kind of
guys
a-
can stay healthy.
I think it's kind of a theme of what we've been talking about.
Wayne
The
Gallman.
fucking quarterback keeps holding these motherfuckers back.
Danny Dimes, though.
No, don't Danny
Hey,
Dimes.
Danny Dimes though.
This motherfucker was 20 yards in front of the next closest person and fell over.
Yeah,
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Was that last year? Was that last season?
So he needs to call up Mac and get in the gym. Stay up, right?
You leave. Mac doesn't need to be anywhere near that fucking trash bag.
So I'm super curious about this.
They got
as a Cowboys fan, Cody.
Yeah.
How are you thinking about them? What are you thinking they're going to? No, the Cowboys. What do you think they're going to do?
I think we got worse from last year.
I do too.
I think we swung and missed on a lot of fucking free agents.
That Randy Gregory situation is so bad.
I think Jerry Jones needs to build a fucking 10-story retirement home and let Steven take over.
I talked about this in the last fucking segment. We were talking about Kyler being upset and offended with the language in his fucking contract. No one has more fucking reason to be offended than not DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory. Because he could have stayed there. They were going to pay him the same thing that he was making at the Broncos. But they had to put some stupid fucking words in off some dumb belief that they don't fucking believe in, or it's some fucking. I'm not going to get into why they did it.
It's crazy because the Cowboys they could do that for half the roster. Why don't they put that? Why don't they put that in Zeke's contract, or why don't they put that in I don't know. It's just wild.
That's a very good point.
It's stupid. They have so many players that have issues that they get into trouble.
People have issues. People have things, but people grown from that. So I think anybody in the league, and this is why I commend the Broncos for what they did, because they saw that, hey, you're not the same person that you were. You don't have. I mean, he was. What was it? Weed was it? I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
But he's not. He doesn't have those problems anymore. From what we've seen, he's able to play, and from what we've seen, he can be.
I think he handled it well. He said, "All right."
I mean,
that's to another contender, or another good team.
Yeah.
It's all you have to do. But I don't know how long.
That
especially
got washed
for
over quick. They didn't throw.
Well, yeah, because it's the Cowboys. Nobody cares. There's going to be butts and seats.
Very true.
But this is the problem, and this is why you should be more upset. You are letting this man ruin your fucking team. He is fucking ruining.
I can't say anything. I love Zeke. I've been saying we need to trade him for 2 years.
No, Zeke. I think Zeke's that guy.
I love fucking Zeke, but I'm just.
I love the Cowboys offense and one Cowboys defensive player.
Like her, Diggs.
I actually kind of like Diggs as well. I love Diggs. Diggs is he plays my favorite style.
You look at the bad risk it for the biscuit.
Yes.
Risk it for the biscuit.
It's perfect.
This dude had to deactivate his Twitter. He's getting roasted.
Hey, you gotta swing him hips, Diggs. You gotta swing him hips.
He's
a little quicker.
That's just wild to me. But they had a great
What's
season.
What's fucked up is every one of us probably have a tweet talking about Diggs DPOY because there was some games that we were watching like this nigga's crazy.
Yes, I love it.
It's so.
What's everyone?
High reward. That's how he plays.
What's everyone's record for him?
I have him
11-7.
Oh, y'all was acting like y'all was hating. I got them in 9-8.
Yeah, we didn't really talk very positively about this team.
I would not be surprised at 9-8 though.
Well, they have an easy schedule.
They have an easy schedule. They have based on strength of schedule, easiest in the entire league. That's going into the season, and they are.
I feel like I give them solid. I have them losing to the Bucks, Bengals, Rams, at the Eagles.
Yep.
At Vikings.
You haven't beaten the Packers?
Yeah, that's one I have.
Of course. I hate the Packers.
And Lambeau.
At Lambeau.
Hey, I hope so.
Lambeau.
I think so.
Okay.
Colts, and at the Titans and at the Commanders.
Colts are a team that's taking a step back.
I think those are all very possible losses.
I mean, they could lose more than what I have,
but they could also lose to the Titans at the Titans.
Yeah,
they could also lose to the Eagles both times. They could also lose. I mean, you have them beating the Packers. I have them losing to the Packers. That's
because I hate the Packers.
Do you give him a pass till Gallup gets back?
No.
Or Washington gets back?
I don't care. CD's supposed to be that guy.
I think CD is going to be.
He's going to be that guy. He's going to get doubled.
I'm not hating on CD. I think CD's going to be good, but I feel like we're giving him a lot of the juju treatment. He had Amari Cooper on the other side.
You don't even get that treatment if someone doesn't believe. Not someone. Majority.
I'm much higher on CD than he is, and that's a fact. But
he's not getting that love for no reason.
If you think that they're going to fall off offensively,
number one offense.
They're going to be decent. They always are.
Okay,
they're
you really got to look at those late games where we're fully healthy. Then
defense or offense isn't what's getting them out of their games. It's the fact that they have one defensive player that's worth a fuck. Yeah. Like, you don't have anybody else on that defense. How are you going to go to Lambeau and beat the Packers? How are you going to go to the Vikings and beat?
They picked up Dante.
How are you going to go to the thing is they play all their fucking hard games away. You got to go to the Rams. You have to go to the Packers.
We play better on the road.
The Titans.
We actually do.
They
play better on the road for whatever reason.
I have them losing their 4 of the 8 games I have them losing is by week 6. I think later in the year they really they start to turn this around after week 6.
They have a 5-win streak or 6-win streak within the last 8 weeks on my
From
schedule.
the Giants to the Titans, I have them winning.
I have them winning from the Packers all the way down to the Eagles in week 16. And see, I don't know.
Eagles is at home. That's hard.
Yeah. I cannot wait.
I don't know if you keep Zeke over Amari and all that.
I'm so excited to hear your Eagles.
Huh?
I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about the Eagles, but I want you to keep talking about
I'm
so excited.
Yeah,
so excited.
I mean, I'm high on them. I'm just
I am too.
That's okay.
Same.
No, it's good. It's good. Because, y'all say every year I say that this team is going to be like...
Why the fuck didn't we draft that center?
What center? Tyler Linderbaum?
Yeah. Why didn't we?
He wasn't even there?
He was available. He was like...
both of our teams did fucking dumb shit on our draft.
I have no idea what yours did. The Patriots, I have no idea.
Draft either. I think that...
Cole Strange could be okay. I like that pick just because he seems like he can be a plug and
Why the fuck y'all get Bailey's at? I love him. I think I wanted him to get drafted really bad. I have no idea why he went to the Patriots.
4 box safeties.
Yeah.
On top of getting Jabril Peppers.
Anyways.
Yeah,
let's wait. You go last on the Eagles.
Fine. I'm just saying, we do this every year. Where
do this every year.
I have an expectation for this team, and I'm actually kind of realistic.
No.
Like last year, I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs. No. Halfway through the season, I felt like there was no reason to root for that team, and they still made the playoffs. We'll see.
You got them out.
The man that carried you all to those wins.
We'll see.
You reward him.
We'll see.
By going out and try to get Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Okay. I think
he is not that guy.
Considered Watson.
He is not that guy.
Let's think of that for a second. Y'all were like,
you all wanted Watson and Wilson.
Get it out.
I'm high on the Eagles. I think they're very good. I have them going 13-4.
I have them going 12-5. We all have good records for them, but it's like. But they have an easy fucking schedule. I'm not sitting here and letting them fucking
let's be real.
Got an easy schedule because
they all play the Giants.
AFC South,
but it's you play the Lions the Cardinals. I gave you.
They play the Texans.
You play the Texans. You play the you have an easy schedule.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. 12-5 should be easy with the additions that you guys made, and if Jalen is that guy that people want us to believe, 12-5 should be easy.
Yeah. They made on what he's saying.
They made.
You should win 12 games. That's fucking easy or something.
You should.
Okay. Yeah, with the schedule though, you could really argue that.
So realistically, these are losses that I see. I have them going 12-5, and me and you probably have the most losses for them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know 12-5. I think I had 6.
I think the Vikings are going to be a lot better than people think this year. So I think that's an L. I think at the Commanders could be an L.
I don't have that one.
One that could be an L that I didn't give you is the Cardinals, because that's an early season game. You play them week 5. That's going to be one of the best teams in the league. Watch. It's just how it is. I have y'all beating the Colts, but that's Colts.
I had them losing to the Colts because I think this Colts team's pretty damn good.
To the Colts too.
Yeah.
My bad. You're not beating the Packers. The Titans.
I haven't beaten the Packers.
Why,
dude? I hate the Packers. Yes.
The Titans could beat them. You could lose to the. Yeah. You could lose if Jalen isn't. If Jalen is what's holding you guys back, you could lose both Cowboys games.
Yeah.
These are. The wins that you guys should have are easy fucking wins. Yeah. You should beat the Steelers. You should beat the Texans, the Bears, the Giants both times. I have you beating the Saints.
Hey, pull up his stats against the Bucs.
So,
oh my god!
So
pull up the fucking
it's good.
Stats real quick.
It's good.
So,
just right, the energy.
Yeah. No. Right before we,
they should be 12-5.
Right before we get to it,
they should be.
We all think they improved. We all think that they've gotten so much better. None of us think that they've gotten as good as this. Take it away, please. Let's see how good the Eagles.
13-4. I have them 14-3.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think they have
killed him giving them 3 losses.
It really did. It was crazy because this roster, this schedule's fucking easy.
This motherfucker was peeling off Band-Aids.
This schedule's so easy. The thing is, I have them losing to the Commanders early. I have them losing to the Colts and the Cowboys. I think they always split with the Cowboys, and they beat us both times last year. This roster...
I think it's weird you lose to the Commanders and not the Vikings. early.
I think just had to squeeze some in. So
Yeah.
That's a game I think they could lose.
Yeah.
But I think our offense is
to make
far
it feel good.
better unit this year. And I think that the defense has gotten a lot better, personnel-wise. And we can't just sit here and act like that the additions they had don't substantially change this team. Because I think we didn't really have a cornerback 2 last year. Steven Nelson was okay, but he wasn't what James Bradbury can be. I think Hassan Reddick coming in makes the pass rush better. Bottom 3 in the league in total pressures against quarterback. Bottom 3 in sacks. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how this defense starts to shape up. Bringing back Derek Barnett, getting all these guys back. Brandon Graham getting back from his Achilles injury. We'll see how that goes.
I'll give you that.
There's a lot of players that we added that I just feel like if it pans out and they are what we expect them to be coming in, this team could win a Super Bowl. And that's within the NFC.
That's within the NFC. That's what I was saying.
They are capable of winning a Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to. It just depends on how the quarterback plays. We all have the same issue.
This part's going to be a little bit longer. We gotta get it.
We got that.
So the same issues with the team. It's the quarterback. If the quarterback is good to at least like a Pro Bowl level quarterback, they're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm not even going to go with just quarterback. But if we go to a team like the Rams, like from top to bottom, we can make the argument that
you want to compare the roster. We can talk about it.
Like
we can talk about it.
I mean,
we can. It's pretty close.
We're going to go from front office. We're going to go to coaching. We're going to go to everything.
Yeah.
The Rams are like I just don't see. I don't see it.
No.
Like, you're going to lose games that
we really haven't even talked about the addition.
The only thing you can argue, I forgot what listed was. They had you all as the 4th best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
That's where I have
them. Even if you're finished with the worst record, that is a home playoff game.
Yeah.
Once
that's
you
the floor of the team. Like that's the expectation. If they don't meet that, then it's a complete failure. That is a complete failure.
Slay, Sanders, AJ Brown.
Is Sanders going to stay healthy?
If this motherfucker does this, has a 19.9 QBR
okay.
in the first round of the playoffs.
You want to go look at Dak Prescott against the 49ers? Let's go look at that.
53.5.
Let's go look at that.
Average of 6 yards a pack. Darius Slay.
Yeah.
All these great pieces. Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's okay.
Jalen's got to be that guy.
Okay. And if you're of the opinion that he can't at least win,
I'm not of the opinion. Your own damn front office wanted Russell Wilson and Deshaun fucking Watson.
I'm just saying.
This is exactly.
There's a lot of people that they doubt this team a lot, and they're not really in the limelight right now. And they're going to win 14 games, and they're going to be in the NFC Championship, and they're going to probably win.
I'll bet you $100
they don't. Wild. It's going to be fucking crazy.
We're doing bets already. It's the first episode.
14. We could do that.
It's the first episode. We're already betting money.
No, we could.
Hey, you think you're going to sweep the division? No, you gave us you gave yourself a little too gamey.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to rest their fucking starters.
Yeah. But you're acting like I'm not being objective when I talk about the teams they could lose.
You all took a fat L against the Giants here, 13-7. He had a 17 pass rating.
I'm going to over under.
That was awful.
Yeah, he played really
bad.
Is it?
Sure.
Yeah, it's his first time being a starter the entire year. It's pretty crazy.
9.5.
Go to his first year in 2020 against the Cardinals. You want to go look at that game? That's a pretty good game. He played really good.
What week was that for the Cardinals?
Oh, it was late, I think.
That's why.
It was late. Here.
7?
The over-under on the Giants are 7 wins.
Get the
Take
fuck
the under.
Take the under. I was trying to find the Eagles. The Eagles over-under 9.5.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's fine.
I think that's a solid over.
Win, like
easy fucking
yes,
money.
I agree.
That's easy money. You got to put money on the over.
I like it. I'm not hating. Yeah. I mean, I want to see if your team's going to be able to stay healthy. I'm with y'all though.
Like there are very clearly some games where like coaching, game time decision, like situational football they could lose. Vikings, Titans, even Colts, Packers, Cowboys. Like
they win the
even
Packers.
The Saints. I'm really high on the Saints. I think they could probably lose that game, but Jalen Hurts doesn't lose to the Saints because he's really fucking good. So.
I just my questions are obviously, is Jalen going to be good enough? I like Jalen.
I do too.
Is he going to be good enough? Is the team going to be healthy? Is Sanders going to be there? Is the line going to be healthy?
Yeah.
Those are all reasonable. These are all reasonable questions. I'm not low on them. Like I said, they're 4th in the NFC on my thing.
Yeah.
There's questions. Is Nick Sirianni going to be? I mean, he's still young.
Second year head coach.
This stuff like this matters. Even if y'all start making it, You make it late, like
number one.
No one else has been there. Like Jalen hasn't been there in late in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's one of the youngest rosters in the NFL too.
Like,
just based off.
You're going to be low.
Yeah, number one in rushing last year because you've got three guys, or you've got the top two guys is the number one rusher on the team was the quarterback, and then Miles Sanders.
Let's seriously.
He missed really 6 games.
I think he runs really smart, knows when to run.
Yeah.
I think he keeps the defense.
He's a decent decision maker. We'll see how it goes.
I think the thing that is going to separate the Eagles is we need to look at how many key components are going to be at least 4-year younger players. Jordan Davis is playing right away.
Yeah.
Kobe Dean, when he's healthy, is playing right away.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is playing right away.
You're going to see Kenny Gainwell on the field a lot. Kenny Gainwell's going to get a lot of snaps.
A.J. Brown's young. He's in his 4th year. You've got a lot of young
Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith. All these guys are young. Goddard's in his... Yeah. His rookie contract ended last year, and he got an extension.
But these are all young people in important positions.
Jordan Mailata, yeah.
He's a beast.
That's a big component of this team. The offense runs through our run game first, obviously. Yes. Mm-hmm. We're going to be a much better team passing because our line is set across the board. It's probably the best in the NFL.
Yeah. It
really is. It's
the tough. QBR isn't like the tell-all, but it's a decent comparison. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers was 1, Tom Brady 2, Herbert was 3, Stafford was 4, and Patrick Mahomes was 5. If you're going to make your top 5 quarterbacks in the league, most of those are going to be there.
Yeah.
Jalen was 19th last year,
which is where he is. That's where he
you think he's the 19th best quarterback?
That's just where he is right now.
That's tough. You're not going to the Super Bowl with the 19th best quarterback in the league. He was under Tua.
This is his first year starting.
Wait till we fucking get to that division.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Notable
is not
his first year starting.
He was also on the wins.
19th overall in QBR. That's a good starting point for a guy like that.
Yeah, you got to see if he progresses this year.
I expect Trevor Lawrence to be higher in QBR, probably around 16, 15. I think Jalen's going to make the jump.
Justin Fields was 31st
range, something like that. I'm not saying he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but
he can do it too. Though
he can get it.
I like him. I like Prescott.
Beat Dak Prescott, and we're going to be gone.
Right. I just want to preface this because we're probably going to come back to this, especially if they aren't as good as they should be. You've got 2 first-round picks next year.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. He's gone if he doesn't show out this year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
Because Bryce Young is it. C.J. Stroud
is
it.
Yeah.
You've got 2 it kids.
That's why we talked about it earlier, the move-up candidates. If you see the Bears, they like what Justin Fields is doing, and Jalen Hurts really struggles this year, doesn't really improve, and you see the issues continue to happen. Watch the Eagles be in that position to move up. If they don't succeed and meet the expectations, because not a lot of people think they're going to be winning 12-plus games, which is okay. Yeah, that's national media.
No.
Seeing the team, actually observing what they're doing day to day, he is making progress, and this team is going to be...
If there's anything that I don't like from...
This is going to be a better team this year.
From coming out of y'all's camp is I don't like how apparently, dead set he is on getting the ball to AJ.
That's fine.
I like it. AJ's that guy, though.
That's my dude,
Yeah.
I understand that, but I don't want that to stunt his growth.
Yeah.
I don't want having a great receiver to stunt him growing as a quarterback.
Like Baker trying to force Odell or that kind of...
Whether that is the thing, that's just what I'm worried about.
He's got enough weapons, man. I think he'll be all right, but we'll see.
We'll get into the more into the Eagles in our last segment, which will be the NFC playoffs.
We'll talk about the NFC playoffs.
All right, after all the NFC talk, a bunch of Eagles talk, a bunch of Rams talk, a bunch of Bucks talk. I'm sure you're going to be hearing them a lot more. We're going to start with our NFC playoffs.
Who you want to start?
I'm going to start with you this time, Brendan. We're going to dive into yours.
Okay.
I think you're going to have a few controversial.
Mine's not too crazy. So Rams are 1, Bucks 2, Vikings are 3, Eagles are 4, Commanders come in at 5.
Okay,
that's the crazy one.
Yes.
49ers are at 6, and the Cardinals tie with the Cowboys, but I took the Cardinals at 7.
Notable, you don't have the Packers making playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're also not next. The Cowboys would be next, and then the Packers.
They're the next one out.
They're trash.
So
much.
You're
crazy.
You're a higher believer of the Commanders than the
Absolutely.
Packers. And we just go with their schedule, making the playoffs over the Packers.
And I'll go through mine. I have obviously Rams get a bye week. I have the Bucks winning. I have no upsets. Vikings win, Eagles win. Everyone, all the division winners, move on.
So you've got the Rams and Eagles playing, and then you've got the Bucks and the Vikings.
And I have the Rams winning, and I have the Bucks winning because of course. And I have the Rams going to the Super Bowl. I didn't go too crazy on these. I feel like the best teams got better, and
you can't
they're going to keep
go
winning.
wrong picking Tom Brady and the defending champs. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So I completely get it.
Damn, the Cowboys
I'd
beat
like
y'all
to segue to
26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to
mine?
you next.
Oh, me?
I'm so excited.
Me?
Our bias.
Yeah, we're totally not biased.
Please, let's see.
That's our
Least
name. That's our
biased
name of the
people in
podcast.
the fucking world.
Anyways, so based off of the records, the Eagles and the Bucks have the two highest records in the NFC. So clearly, they're the two top teams in the NFC. And the Eagles 1, Bucks 2.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Tie break in that scenario. Let's see what it was.
This motherfucker.
The Eagles are 1.
The Saints
1.
No, I'm trying to think. The Packers. That was the
Let's go.
So the Eagles win the tiebreak over the Bucks because of the Packers. Vikings 3 and Rams 4. The Vikings are going to be so good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Then the wild card teams. I have the Cowboys at 5, Saints at 6, and Commanders at 7.
Commanders aren't making the
49ers.
playoffs because they signed Nate Gary. That's all I gotta
So
say.
you have the Cardinals advancing over the Niners, and you have the Saints. You don't see the Saints.
No, 49ers is crazy to me.
Cardinals? I don't even have them making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or the Cowboys, you had
Yeah.
Yep.
the
I
highest.
have the Cowboys at the
wild
5
card.
seed, the Saints
okay.
at the 6 seed, and the Commanders at 7.
Gotcha.
So in the first round, I actually have the Saints beating the Vikings,
No.
making up for the Minnesota Miracle. I think they win that game. And then they play the Eagles in the divisional round. They lose that game.
All right, can we go back?
Then we have
All right, yeah. What you got? What is it?
No,
Then we've got-
Okay.
It's fine. You can finish.
we got the Bucks
We
and the
just have to
Rams
circle
playing because I have the
back.
Rams beating the Cowboys in the first round and the wild card round, and I have the Rams winning that game.
Yes.
So it'd be the Eagles and Rams in the link.
Who you got
NFC
it?
Championship.
Who's going to the
It's
Super Bowl?
wild. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because last time we went to the NFC Championship, it was over after that divisional round. The Vikings didn't have a chance. The motherfucking
This team's gonna win.
this motherfucking team didn't have a chance, bro.
So you got the Eagles?
We got the Eagles making the
No
Super Bowl.
surprise.
Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl this year. I really feel good about
All
it.
right,
We're going
now-
to see how it goes.
When they fucking suck, I need everyone who sees this.
I just
to go
want
back
I want you to
and
know
clip
that this is like best case scenario. I don't. It is
He
so
doesn't
unlikely.
believe in it.
It
He
is
does
so
not have the
unlikely.
courage of
It
his
really is
conviction.
because this conference they get a lot of shit, but they have some pretty
The
fucking good
conference
teams.
is a lot of shit.
The conference has a lot of good teams, and
We got one good division.
the Eagles are one of the best teams. So we'll see. All right.
All right, mine is a little bit more normal, I guess. Sensible. The Rams are going to be the fucking number 1 seed. Let's just get that out of the fucking way now. We're not doing this bullshit. They didn't get any worse.
They got better, arguably.
They arguably got better.
They got better.
The Bucks, you got Brady. Is just the GOAT. He's the best thing since sliced bread.
We're agreeing.
There's literally nothing we can do. I'm going Packers
I hate
at my
it.
3rd seed.
Can't stand
Packers
it.
3.
We are sleeping. There is some serious head and pillow going on with the Packers right now, and I'm not liking it. Aaron Rodgers is still that fucking guy. Whatever bias you have against him, whatever it is, whether losing Devontae Adams is not a what. So what did they go last year? Hold on.
They went 13-4. 13-4.
And you had them going
14-3.
Yeah.
You had
They
them
went
going
14-3.
9-8. Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're not losing 5 games because Devontae's not there. Rodgers is still going to make the right throws. He's still going to make the right passes. Aaron Jones, when Devontae is not around, is a top 5 back fantasy wise. He's going to shoulder the load. They have A.J. Dillon. That defense is crazy. They're going to be the 3 seed right over the Eagles. I like the Eagles.
You said 5 games?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the Raiders adding him, I give them 3 more wins. I know that's AFC, but like
that was I say.
I mean that's pretty close.
But
so I think he almost takes that.
It's also not going to like Derek Carr, where like Rodgers is still fucking Rodgers. Like he's still that fucking man. Like back to back MVP. Like you're doing what people do to Jokic. Like in basketball. Like
Jokic didn't deserve the MVP last year.
We'll get to that later.
Joel Embiid was the MVP last year. Yeah. You're sleeping
like
if you think it's anyone else.
Like I said.
So you have Rams, Bucks, Packers, Eagles. You have the Packers. Okay.
Vikings, 49ers.
I think I'm going to end up being more right
than Vikings, Niners, Cowboys.
Vikings,
to round out the wild card.
To round it out. Now,
Cody.
I am very okay. Yes, Cody next.
Yeah.
But I am very okay.
I hear his whole
whole thing.
You got us being playoffs.
Wild card teams.
I like the Cowboys comparative to everyone else. Like I don't think the Saints are going to be that good. Like I don't think the Commanders are going to be a playoff team. The Cowboys are still going to be better. The 49ers, their team is better. They're still going to be better. And who's to say that they don't get a deal done early? And Garoppolo's still there and Trey's not playing well. You're just throwing him back in and he's going to get you where you've been getting. Now, the Vikings and the Eagles are where I am conflicted at because to me, they are very similar in the sense that their position could flip. It could very well go Eagles 5, Vikings 4. I think they are going to be fighting. They're going to be close. I think their playoff run is going to be really close. I think the Vikings are going to upset a lot of people this year and show that. I think Justin Jefferson is going to show that I'm the best receiver in the league.
I think so as well.
That's how that works. First 4 teams are the division winners, but do you think the Packers are going to be worse than the Vikings?
Do I think the Packers? No, I had the Packers winning the division.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also had the Vikings going 13-4 though. Yeah. I had them.
Next round, who you got winning?
So my playoffs would be Bucks beat the Cowboys, Packers beat the 49ers, Vikings beat the Eagles. I'm going.
Ooh, let's go.
I'm going.
The Super Bowl winners.
I'm going. Bucks beat Packers, Rams beat Vikings. We're gonna get a fucking amazing game.
Yes.
Both quarterbacks are gonna come out and sling that motherfucking thing, but at the end of the day, Cooper Kupp's probably going to have a couple touchdowns, and the Rams are going to go back to the Super Bowl and repeat.
We agreeing.
That's wild.
We agree on a lot of today.
Because we're smart. We're not
y'all
fucking
are out
biased.
Y'all are out on a fucking I-beam, and I'm out here on a fucking, twig. And
yes, because you believe in the Eagles. That's why you're on a twig.
Mm-hmm. You have them losing to the Vikings.
Do you have yours?
The
Cody?
Vikings are going to be good.
I know they are.
You're not
I'm
losing
try to
to
remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All of mine, but we're pretty much in agreement on a lot.
Yeah.
Other than the Saints, I like the Saints a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
But my number 1 seed, I had the Rams.
Yes.
Then it was the Bucks.
Yes.
Then I had the Eagles.
Yes.
Vikings.
Yes.
So you have the Vikings winning their division?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for the 5 seed, I had the Packers. And I think for the
6 was Cowboys.
6 was Saints. And then 7, I had the Niners.
You didn't even have the Cowboys making the playoffs?
That killed me.
That's
and
right.
I really don't think. I mean,
they really did have a lot of losses. So.
When I compared them to the Packers and the Niners, I think they're just going to squeeze out more wins.
We need to address this Packers sleep because.
And every time I'm high on the Cowboys, we fall apart.
Yeah.
Don't get as far as we should. So.
Yeah. So how would you go from there?
I think so what would that be?
Rams get by.
Yeah, the Rams get that by.
Your Bucks would play the 49ers.
God, that'd be such
a good fucking game.
You would have the Eagles play whoever you had at the 6, which would be the Saints.
They should win that.
And then you had the Vikings playing the Packers.
Yes.
That's
cool.
I love the playoffs if they turn out like that. If the NFC side turns out like that, I'm 100% happy.
Mm-hmm. See, I feel that could happen with the Cowboys and Eagles, maybe. That could possibly happen. We'll see.
Imagine the Eagles and the Cowboys playing in the first round of the playoffs.
And the Cowboys win.
God.
That'd be so crazy.
That'd be so sad.
It'd be the highest watched game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It would be the highest watched game, and they would probably collective score 7 points.
So
it would just be bad football altogether.
So moving on from there, your final two or final four?
So I'd have the Bucks beating who'd they play?
The 49ers.
49ers.
Yes.
Then the Eagles be playing the
Saints.
The Saints. They beat the Saints.
And then they would play the Rams.
And then Vikings and Packers.
No.
I want to say Aaron Rodgers. I think he's got. I want Aaron Rodgers to beat the Vikings.
He has so much. I don't know. He's just not that guy in the playoffs. Like he plays great, but he just doesn't win it.
He's going to go to Africa.
But you had to go 9-8 in the fucking.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to have
he don't
the
have
best
DMT
season
anymore.
Of his career.
Whoa! I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Is the NFL just okay with this?
Ayahuasca.
He was openly like, "Yeah, I was high as fuck. I was throwing up everywhere." And
you really think
like,
Adele has not enough on his plate to even give a fuck right now?
Give a shit. He doesn't care.
I know it.
There's a couple people ahead of him.
There's not going to be a suspension because Aaron Rodgers took ayahuasca.
I don't think it should
no
be
reason.
Because it didn't hurt anybody. If anything, it did exactly what
it wasn't during the season. He wasn't drug tested for it.
It's just funny to hear like someone who's currently like it's different like watching all the smoke like they talk about smoking.
Yeah, but he's one of the faces of this league.
This is like fucking like Jokic coming out and like I was tripping.
So based off of that, you would have.
Do you have the Vikings or? Oh yeah, you said the Packers went. So then, what would it be?
The
Packers,
Rams, Bucks, Eagles.
I want a rematch. I want the Rams and I want the Bucks.
Yes,
I want the Rams and Bucks again.
Every reasonable person had that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Brady doesn't just fall off that fucking cliff.
Yeah,
but
there's
if the
not
Vikings Packers play the Rams, it's going to be a great game regardless. But I think the Rams.
I don't take this not in our name seriously. That's all I got to say.
So, and then
the Rams.
Rams win it. All right, so
y'all are so crazy.
3 of us picked the Rams, and 1 of us picked the Eagles. Mm-hmm. That's what we're
very hard to get back to the Super Bowl, but
yeah, I think they're the team to do it.
They did not get worse.
They really didn't.
We got to look at the division too, like the division, not the division,
the conference,
the conference as a whole, like.
Oh, maybe you got a shot.
Like, not even. I'm not even saying that. If we're looking at it, like they didn't do much. Like the Cowboys got worse. Outside of that, the Rams, they kind of.
I think the teams
out.
Within the playoffs that we've all talked about, the team that improved the most was probably the Eagles and Rams.
Yeah,
those are the 2 teams that improved the most.
I think I'm not saying losing Adams is nothing, but I think people are feeding too much into.
But the defending champs added Allen Robinson,
but they also lost Von Miller. That's what I was saying.
And
they kind of evened
Bobby
out
Wagner.
in my eyes.
Yeah, like Bobby Wagner.
like it's
they're gonna be
they got better, but like I didn't see
they're
a
getting
major
Cam
shift.
Akers back. They're starting running back.
Yeah, but I didn't see a major shift in power. The NFC stayed the same in my eyes.
The Bucks
the biggest riser, in my opinion, was the Eagles.
Yes.
But I don't think it's
and
enough.
You have them
to
falling short
thrown.
at every turn. So we'll see.
Hey,
so would it be just crazy? If the
I mean,
Bucks,
I have them winning a playoff game.
That's good.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I have y'all winning a play. No, y'all lose in the first round.
Do y'all want to talk about NFC awards, like just the conference as a whole?
Yeah, you all.
We got enough time.
Y'all can give yours.
All right, you and I are in agreement on this.
Yeah,
I've got.
I don't think we. No, we got different offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got Tom Brady for the NFC overall. I have Tom Brady winning the MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Drake London. Defensive Player of the Year, I have AJ Terrell. You probably have Aaron Donald, right?
Yeah.
And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, I have Jordan Davis.
I've got Thibodeau.
And then Nick Sirianni, Coach of the Year. Just because I feel like he's going to have the biggest jump of all the coaches.
Coach of the Year, but it'd probably be McVay. Or
McVay.
Or
Todd Bowles.
No.
Todd Bowles is good.
That's what Todd Bowles. That's who it is. Because if they make the playoffs and they're like 13 and 4, like 14 and 3, like Todd Bowles is probably going to win it. First year coach.
The new coach for the Vikings too. I feel like he could be in the running. Kevin McConnell.
For sure.
Kevin McConnell's pretty good.
Who's the Packers head coach? I keep blaming
Matt LaFleur.
This was hard.
He's kind of overdue for one. I feel like he could have easily won it last year.
He could have won it every year since he's been there.
Yeah. You had AJ Terrell. Was that the name I heard on defensive?
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year.
He's a top 3 cornerback in the league.
That's interesting.
Top 3 cornerback in the league.
I think it's Aaron Donald. It's got to be, right?
Statistically, he's the best. And that's saying a lot.
It's Aaron Donald. I think it's going to be Aaron Donald. I mean, he's the shit. Like,
he owns that award.
To put it in perspective, like nobody said anything about greatest defensive player until he came around. Mm-hmm. It was always LT, and now there's a question. That enough for me.
And he's got a Super Bowl ring. So.
He's got a Super Bowl ring. He got paid. He's not about to lack on his laurels. He's coming out, and he's going to be the best defensive player again. That's just how it is.
Unless Sauce Gardner is that guy.
Safe pick.
Sauce. Or one of the 9 defensive
What's your rationale for
drafted?
What's your rationale for Thibodeau over?
Oh, I didn't even do mine. I didn't even do mine.
Yeah, what is it?
So, my offensive player of the year, or my MVP is Brady. Yeah. My offensive player of the year is J-Jet.
Yep.
Donald, defensive player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year is going to be Olave. I'm hating on the Saints, but I think he's probably going to be the best. I don't believe in
Drake London. Probably be the only
quarterback situations too sketchy.
Jameson Williams, maybe. I was thinking about all players.
Jameson Williams not going to play 8 games.
We don't have a whole lot of time left, but just wondering, MVP as in like the true MVP or like your NFC
best
I thought
MVP?
You did separate the NFC, right?
Yeah,
conference
awards.
We have awards.
Okay. Like if we had to pick an MVP out of the NFC, no matter
the best
who wins,
player in the conference.
Okay. That makes it a little better because every time you all said MVP, me and Cody were just like, no fucking way. There's no way.
Yeah, he's set up to have a good
MVP
season.
Crazy.
He had the most yards of any quarterback last year.
Come on.
He had 40 fucking touchdowns again. So, Tom Brady's the fucking GOAT, man.
We'll see.
Man, I don't know, man. I feel like we got a lot of lot of good work done today.
Yeah,
and
I mean, we sucked today's dick.
That's totally not biased.